Recording.
Dope.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, everybody.
And welcome to another episode of The Arena. Let's see. Okay, good. The camera is kind of situated.
I think it's working.
And
It's in a good
do you
place.
want to double check just to make sure the stream is going okay?
Yep, stream's
Okay.
up.
All right, cool. So, welcome to another episode of The Arena. This is a show where we play competitive video games, typically against people online.
Well, thank you, phone.
15 minutes ago.
Thank you, phone.
Yeah, that's okay. And sometimes we get interrupted by Siri. I'm going to go ahead and put on some music. But this week, I'm your host, Eric Kirsting. I'm a PhD student in Plan H in the English department at University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. And joined is my temporary co-host, Dave Stanley.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dave. I'm a first-year PhD, also in Plan H, which is the Media, Cinema, and Digital Studies plan here at UWM, in the English department. And it's a beautiful, foggy day, and I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we can't see out the windows on the 9th floor here.
It's gorgeous. It's great.
So let's just see. Yeah, that's not too loud. Okay. So, today we're playing a game that I've never played before, though I'm familiar at least with the genre. We're playing Teamfight Tactics. Dave is more familiar, so I'll let him kind of explain a little bit. What is Teamfight Tactics?
So, Teamfight Tactics is the kind of most recent entry by a major company into the auto chess genre. For those who are kind of unfamiliar with the history here, I think there's a little bit of background that's helpful. So, the MOBA scene, multiplayer online battle arena, includes games like Dota, League of Legends, Smite, and a bunch of others. Dota 2, which is Valve's take on the genre, includes a level editor within it, which is a very ironic predicament because Dota itself was born as a mod in Warcraft 3's level editing system. As a result, a group of intrepid developers ended up coming up with this new game mode within Dota 2's modifier system called Auto Chess, which they eventually spun off into its own game called Auto Chess. Auto Chess is basically a automated battle arena where you have a grid, or in Teamfight Tactics case, a hexagonal orientation in front of you that you lay out various characters on who have synergy bonuses with one another based on a tribe and a class. And then you don't really have any control over these characters. They go and do battle with other players' characters, and whoever wins the round deals some amount of damage to the hit points of the player opposite them. League of Legends, being a large and coming from a fairly problematic company, MOBA decided to launch their own auto chess game in recent weeks. I think it's been maybe like 2 months since it came out.
Yeah, it came out in late June,
Yeah,
if I recall correctly.
that sounds right.
The beta, at least.
And so, Teamfight Tactics is their take on the genre. So, part of the reason that I play Teamfight Tactics as opposed to Dota Auto Chess, as opposed to other things, is a combination of my long and extensive history with League of Legends, which gives me knowledge of the characters and helps me have that sort of immediate recognizability, so that I know the character's silhouettes, if nothing else, which makes it easier to react quickly and efficiently to what I'm doing. And with the fact that I really like the lore that the game generates. Now, I recognize that Riot's a company with a really problematic history and is currently caught in the middle of some really nasty litigation related to their probably actually horrible workplace practices in relation to how they treat women and even people of color, which has been terrible. And so I have to get that out of the way. I recognize that, but I really enjoy Teamfight Tactics as a separation anyway.
Close this.
Then you just minimize it, I think.
There we go.
Yeah, I get through the chat. So the kind of core gameplay loop is going to be a series of drafts where we select characters from a pool along with everybody else on the board, and then we are offered a small number of characters to purchase per round. There are 3 what are called PvE rounds where you fight against some mobs instead of other players, and then you transition into standard PvP action.
And you can pay money to refresh the available pool of buyable heroes and stuff.
Yep.
All right, so
all works basically the same way.
For those of you who have been following the stream for a long time, all 1 or 2 of you, we did play Dota Underlords on stream about 2 months ago. So have you played Dota Underlords? I have. I haven't played Dota Underlords real recently, except that I do play the occasional round on my phone. Okay. So what would you say is there any like huge difference between the 2 games from your perspective?
So the 2 big things that I would say are the dramatic differences is one, the way that PvP takes place in Teamfight Tactics is that instead of having your army attack someone while you're simultaneously defending, you either have someone come to your arena or you go to someone's arena, which means that all matches are done simultaneously against a player exclusively. So it means that you are more likely to be teamed up or to oppose like an individual player. There are fewer rounds kind of total. And things are more lethal as a result. The hexagonal grid is a major distinction because instead of using a square grid, you have kind of 6 facings. That creates a difference. And then items. Items are the really big thing that differentiate Teamfight Tactics from Dota Underlords. Each unit has 3 item slots instead of 1. 2 items can be combined together to create a more powerful item. So potentially,
just like in traditional MOBA games.
Exactly, and potentially a character could have 6 items equipped to them, if you count each one individually. And items are much more swingy than they are in Dota Underlords. Dota Underlords items are fairly underpowered by comparison. They're relatively simple. They just provide kind of a straight linear boost most of the time. Items in Teamfight Tactics are incredibly powerful and super game swingy.
So what's kind of ironic about that is, and I'm not saying that items in League in general, like the actual game, like the MOBAs these are based off of, the items in League, while being obviously super impactful on the game, tend to not be very complicated in their use. Like the Bloodthirster is just like lifesteal and some attack damage or something like that. Like I can only think of a couple items that even have like an active effect.
Like
there are Zonya's Hourglass or something like that.
Yes.
Which is ironic because it's the exact opposite. In Dota, items are very multifaceted. Almost every like major completed item has active abilities that you need to use and manage. And it really can change the way you play the game. And oftentimes they can be really what we call like almost broken. So for instance, there's like the scythe of something in Dota. It's like it literally gives your character hex, which is like an ability other characters have. Right. It's like you just now I can hex things. Or like mana break. You can get in like the silver edge, and your auto attacks will cut the mana off of somebody, which is like. In League, that would be like Kassadin's special ability, right? And it would be anti-mage's special ability in Dota, but it's also just on an item.
On an item, right.
And so I think it's interesting that, yes, these games are borrowing heavily from the visual aesthetics and the characters and stuff and the IP that of the MOBAs, but sometimes it seems like they're going in different directions from their core games.
Wildly. And I think
I'm going to go ahead and hit play, but go ahead and keep talking.
I think that Dota Underlords is definitely a game that has more powerful class and tribal synergies.
What is this stuff?
So that is where you would add additional players if you wanted to play with multiple people. So click on Party in the upper left.
Oh, okay.
And then, you can just click Find Match. So the way that Riot has monetized the game, because they monetize everything,
it's kind of difficult to monetize this in terms of because there's no you can't buy heroes or anything because the game always starts on a completely even playing field as opposed to we're in League where the characters would be you have to purchase characters or purchase skins for them. Can you purchase skins for characters?
Not yet. Right now, characters are come in with a particular skin of their from the game, not necessarily their default skin. So a good example of that is Vayne is a character who plays in the game, and instead of using her basic skin, she uses her Lightbringer skin.
Okay.
In order to make her aesthetically line up with the particular faction that she's assigned to, which I find to be a really interesting change. Now, some characters use their base skins, some don't. The only thing you can purchase are the little river sprite. They're called Little Legends character that you play as.
Okay.
You can earn some of those through their battle pass system, which is free. You just have to earn points as you play. And additionally, you can earn various Little Legends by doing a gachapon-style loot box system that you buy at random on their store. And if you get the same legend more than once, you notice how Damaskian Silverwing there has 1 star?
Mm-hmm.
If you get the same legend more than once, you level it up and get a more interesting version of it.
Okay.
And they're releasing new Little Legends all the time. They are at quite a high price point relative to a lot of the other aesthetic content for League, I think in large part because there hasn't been another way to monetize Teamfight Tactics yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these games strike me, in terms of monetization, as kind of more difficult to monetize. Like, I'm thinking, how is Dota Underlords even monetized?
I think it has some small microtransactions in the mobile version.
Okay.
For both aesthetic things and I think to remove advertisements between games.
Okay, but that's not present. Those things aren't present in the PC game.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Dota is, but I mean, Valve has like God money, so they kind of don't need as much incentive to monetize their thing. All right, so this is the initial draft. After a few seconds.
So one thing that's different is you can't move yourself around or something.
Right.
Okay.
So you're gonna pick a character from the draft. It kind of doesn't matter who you pick at this stage. Just grab somebody. Just run over them.
I guess I'll grab Lysandra. Oh, I can't.
It's fine. It gives you somebody
on
automatically. So you ended up with Lulu.
Okay.
So you can place Lulu on the board, and then you can right-click on Lulu to see her relevant statistics. All
One
characters
of those guys had a BF blade.
That's true. All characters who are drafted come with an item.
So does me moving around, can I impact anything like
Not
this?
really.
Okay.
It's mostly just a way. So your little legend can use the emotes that you collect throughout the core part of the game. And as a result are able to express themselves in different ways. So you have dropped 2 common loot boxes. By picking those up, you will collect a variety of different things. Anything from a champion to some gold to some other things.
Okay, so what oh, whoa, we got 2 champions.
Right, because they
so
came out of your
Vayne,
loot boxes.
And who's...
That's Aatrox.
Okay, Aatrox, okay.
So
I probably want to put Aatrox in, he's kind of tanky.
Yep, Aatrox is a big guy. He's a demon, so you should buy Elise on the far right.
Okay.
And swap her in for Lulu. That'll give
right.
you the 2 demon synergy bonus.
And that's going to give me 15 mana restored on...
With a 40% chance to reduce the target's mana.
Okay, we have 1 Shapeshifter and 1 Blade Master.
Right. And so the goal is to basically combine different numbers of... And I mean, I know you know this, but... Cool, so that was... You notice how that loot box was blue instead of gray?
Yeah.
Blue loot boxes come in a variety of different...
Do I have 3 slots to place down?
Yes, you do.
Alright, let's go ahead.
So, yeah, that's a Varus. He's also a demon, so putting him in is great. You should buy another Varus.
Yeah, because if I get 3, will it upgrade him?
Yep, it will automatically upgrade him to the next level.
And I should get this needlessly large rod onto somebody.
Put it on Aatrox, probably.
Okay.
So if you right-click on him, you can hover over his ability.
Okay.
And then it'll show you...
Oh, it does magic damage.
Yeah.
I'm like kind of using some of my heuristics from understanding League, so needlessly large rod, magic damage, so I'm thinking put that on a mage or something along those lines.
Varus or Aatrox would be a great choice, because Varus also does magic damage with his thing. One of the things that Teamfight Tactics is interesting is it borrows a lot of the basic kind of existing material from...
Chain vest. I will put that on Aatrox, which is kind of...
That will come... So if you click and hold it over Aatrox, it will show you what item it combines into.
Ooh, that's nice.
So that's a Locket of the Iron Solari. If you pick Aatrox up and put him back down again, you'll notice the slots next to him light up. Those are the slots that the Locket of the Iron Solari affects.
Oh, okay, cool.
So you want to line your other characters up to the left and right of him.
I still have 3 here.
Yep.
Let's look. No, I don't see any...
So, maybe buy Vayne, because she's a ranger, which Varus is also a ranger.
Oh, yeah, and then I'll have 2 rangers, which is the limit for getting that bonus.
So, you could actually...
Do I have to send them in or something?
Nope,
No, okay.
they're in, they're ready to go.
Okay.
Your Locket of the Iron Solari will go off and provide a shield, which is the gray health bar.
It looks like I am outnumbered here, though, so I wouldn't be surprised to see me lose this. Looks like this person's maybe spent... Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, you're actually doing pretty well because you managed to
Get
a couple of demon procs to suck the mana off of the other target, which allowed you to defeat his 2-star Elise.
And since I had more minions or units survive, did that do more damage as a result? Okay,
each minion plus the level of each minion increases the damage of what you want to do. So you're looking for Rangers, Demons, and Blade Masters right now. The second big thing that's important about the game is interest.
Oh yeah, that works in this. Where do I see my amount of money?
Your current gold total is in the center, just above your champions.
Okay, 16.
And then if you hover over that, it'll tell you what your passive income is, how much you gain per turn, what your current interest is, and what your win-lose streak is. Your win-lose streak is also that fire symbol to the right of your money. And then your current interest can also be seen in that gold thing just above your character on the left. Literally, like right above your little blob.
Oh.
That gold thing there, those slots, that tells you how many interest you currently have.
Oh, okay.
So you gain 1 additional interest per round for 10 gold.
Yeah. Okay, it's like that in Dota. It looks like we lost this one. We took a little bit of damage. Got beat up a little bit.
So this next round, in the bottom left, you can see your current level and your current XP total. You gain 2 XP passively per round.
Okay.
So this next
now
level,
I'm gonna have 4.
Yeah, and I would recommend
putting in a ranger.
Putting Vayne in as your ranger.
Vayne.
Yeah, that's Vayne.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I did not recognize.
Totally fine.
Should I keep them next to each other still, like in this line?
Yes, because you want to keep that Locket of the Iron Sword.
So we buy another Elise.
But you don't want to buy any more characters, even if there were people you want, because you want to kind of stay at 20 gold.
In Dota Underlords, when the round starts, you can buy again, and then you get the interest from the previous round. Does that work the same way in this game?
No. So what happens is you earn the interest that you have when the round begins based on your gold total. So during the round, if you were to buy Kassadin and drop yourself down to 19, when round 2-4 would begin, you would gain interest on the gold you had at that moment, not the gold you had when the round started.
Okay.
So you always want to make sure you end a round with the next level of
so like
gold
being
total.
at 21 right now. So how good is sandbagging in this game?
So remind me what sandbagging is.
So in Dota Underlords, it was a good strategy in the early days. It's kind of worse now. But sandbagging is where you intentionally lose and get a losing streak gold in the early... Okay, so what's going on now?
So this is the carousel.
Okay, so is there anyone I really want? He's maybe a ranger?
No, he's a gunslinger. So the carousel is ordered based on what place you're in during the course of the game. If you look on the right side, you'll notice that you're third from the top.
Shoot, this like requires some knowledge right now. What do I...
So the character I'm going to recommend is Evelyn, who is that person in the lead right there.
Okay.
She's a demon and an assassin. She seems like the logical person to pick. You got her, you're good.
Okay. This part is kind of confusing to me. It like adds an element of immediacy that isn't necessarily present in the rest of the game.
Yes. And it's strongly influenced by how well you're doing. So people do lose streak in this game. They call it open fort in this game, where you basically either deliberately lose or sell your characters out. So you really don't have anybody we're too interested in buying. I would sell your Lulu by clicking her and dragging her onto the sell for 2 gold in the center there.
And that puts me at 30, so now I'll get
the next
3 gold,
interest.
and I get to keep her item.
Yep, you get to keep her item. So you can equip her item on somebody. And then I think your current character situation is pretty good. I'm not too worried about that. When you get your next character availability, we'll put Evelyn in to increase your demon bonus from 2 to 4, giving you the next level of it. I don't know, the game tracks, even in normal mode, tracks MMR in the background, which is your matchmaking record, which basically tells the game like how well you've been doing, and what level of opponents you should play against as a result. Being this, I think it's the first time you've played Teamfight Tactics, you should be matched up generally against people who are also new to the game. Alright, so...
Nidalee is a shapeshifter?
Nidalee is a shapeshifter, so you could try to collect some shape. And you already have 1 Camille, so you could buy a second Camille with the intention of potentially building up a Blade Master on your bench.
Bunch management is really important. So who is this? This is
That's Evelyn. You can right-click on any character.
Do I want to... Oh, no, buying XP doesn't really gonna help? Unless I buy.
You could buy enough to get to the next level to put Evelyn in, but at this stage, that's not super advisable. You want to wait for the next round, which is called the Krug round. It's going to be another one of the PvE rounds that happens during the course of the game.
Okay.
You want to wait for that stage because at that point, you'll get a particularly good moment to level up. It's kind of okay, again, to lose streak a little bit at the beginning.
In the beginning, there's like less overall power here to like knock me down. So like
you take less damage than you will in later rounds.
For at least you can't lose as big.
Okay.
All right.
So the first thing you want to do is...
Are these enemies... Is this going to be a difficult round?
It will be a little bit. So let's do things quickly. Buy Elise on your bar. That'll level up to level 3 Elise automatically.
Nice.
Then level up twice and put Evelyn in on the... You're going to want to put her at... Yeah, that's perfect, because then your Aatrox will cover everybody. Okay. This should... If you probably don't have time. So the Krugs heal after each Krug dies. So you want to try to focus fire them. Your characters will likely split a little bit because of your positioning, but the Locket of the Iron Solari will likely make the difference okay. So you don't have to worry too much. That finishes that one off. The next one's heal. Now there are heal reduction abilities that you can get in the game that will cut that down via various items. But
so it looks like we're gonna have.
Yeah, you won't have any issue. 2 items. That's really good. So we're gonna combine some items together to make some better items on some of your other characters.
Okay. So.
So I'm gonna recommend that on Elise you put the BF sword in combination with the item she currently has to make a Bloodthirster.
So that's gonna give her a lifesteal. And then...
Yep. That'll make Hush. So that's actually pretty good on Elise. Because,
does that affect her little guys?
Yeah, her Spiderlings have her on fit ability.
So I buy Morgana because she's
definitely.
a demon. And that kept me over 40, so I'm still going to get +4 interest here.
Yep, you got it.
Alright.
You're a natural.
Okay, and you can lock the Star if there's something you really want but you don't have the money for it, you can...
Exactly. You can hold it over to the next round, which I believe you can also do in Dead Underlords.
Yeah.
So I think you'll probably do pretty well this round. It would be really good to get another Varus, because he is a really potent character who having a 2-star version of would be good. You can differentiate 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star characters by looking at the bronze, silver little badge that's on the left side of them. And then 3 stars are gold.
And there's 3 that max, I'm assuming.
Yes, and in order to get 3, just like in Dota, you have to collect 3 2-star versions of the character.
Yep. So in essence, 9 1. Or no, 9
1-stars.
All right, so we've hit 50. So
from this point, you want to get above 50 and then use the excess to at 50 to either buy characters or to level up more quickly. Something you can do is you can buy. So unlike, I don't
sell
know
anything to try to get this Shyvana.
Yeah, you could sell your Camille's because you're not really going Blade Masters. So drag them down into the center, and then buy Shyvana. That'll still leave you at exactly 50.
All right, so now we can get to 3 shapeshifters if we want at some point.
Right.
Right now we don't really have a reason to, but that could be like the next 2 we add could be these shapeshifters.
You could also take your one other ranger out. You haven't seen a lot of other Banes. And so even though she's empowering...
so like when I get to... hold on.
When you get to your next level...
Yeah, I could take out 1 ranger, still have like Varus or something, and then
put in 2 shapeshifters.
And then get the shapeshifter bonus. And then the bonus is kind of affecting... What is the shapeshifter bonus?
Gives maximum health after they transform, which they do when they hit maximum mana.
Okay, that's
pretty
good.
There's an Aatrox there. You definitely want to buy that.
Okay.
On the far right. And then Elise, you probably also want to pick up because you're using her. And then I would recommend leveling up twice. Each level up costs 4 gold. That'll leave you at 50 and put you closer to your next level. You could spend down to level up now and do the swap we just talked about, but if you want to stay at your interest, that's totally fine. You're not really...
Yeah. I'll be able to do it next round.
You can also see at the top, the next round you're going to do is a battle, and then the round after that is the carousel again.
Okay.
So we're going to do the carousel again on the next round. So where you end up after this round is important to which pick you're going to have in the carousel.
Oh, this is kind of close.
Yeah, his Garen has a lot.
He got Aatrox. All right, once like Aatrox dies, it feels like it's over because his big like HP is like a big
Does a
explosion.
huge amount of damage.
Yeah. Oh wow, that was actually a lot of damage, but I guess that just means we pick earlier in the carousel.
Right, exactly. See, instead of being in the second position, what would be the second pick, you're now going to be, or in the third pick, you're now going to be in the second pick in the carousel. Okay,
right, so
Brand, the fire guy, is a demon. He would be a
okay.
great choice to pick up because that would get you to 6 demons with Morgana.
Okay, but we have Morgana?
You have Morgana on your bench currently. So having
So-
Brand in the background would be a good choice to potentially get you to 6 demons. Perfect. You nailed it.
And he had a magic resist thing.
Well, that's actually pretty good because if you combine 2 Negatron cloaks together, they create an item called the Dragon's Claw, which reduces all magic damage taken by 83%.
That's pretty good.
Which means that you can basically make him immune to incoming magic damage, which, depending on the compositions of other players, could be a very valuable.
Look at the compositions of other
Yes,
players?
you can.
Right.
So,
No, I think that's a little more advanced than what I want to do now.
so buy
All
Shyvana and buy Nidalee, because you want to start collecting both of those,
I
There you
keep
go.
wanting to right-click them. Okay,
and then probably level up, and then I would make the
take
swap we
Vayne
talked
out.
about.
I do want to sell Vayne.
Yeah, we don't want to keep her, and then put a Shyvana. You could either put Shyvana and Nidalee in
Where's Nidalee?
to get your shapeshifter bonus, which I think is what you should do.
Varys will put here.
Great, that's perfect, because Varys is also a longer range character.
Yeah. Nidalee, if I recall, and I don't know what her ability in this is.
She transforms.
Yeah, okay. Ooh, how did she get nuked like right away?
So your
But
opponent,
if she transforms, come on, just live a little bit longer.
she might make it. She might make it. I think she's going to. Yep, and then she also heals when she transforms.
Yeah. Oh, she normally heals when she transforms, or was the shapeshifter?
No, that she
bonus?
heals as part of her transformation and has more health when she transforms.
Alright.
She got nuked by your opponent has a thing called the Phantom bonus.
Okay.
2 characters of the Phantom archetype will cause one of your opponent's characters to suddenly be reduced to 10% of their health.
So I don't really want any of these.
Yeah, you're not interested. Just level up a couple times.
It's interesting that you're telling me to level up, at least because in Dota Underlords, I would normally just save my money until I was able to get to the next level, even though I don't gain a bonus from having it.
So part of the
after
reason that
50.
you want to do that is because it means that you have more granular control over when you're going to be specifically to the next level, since you don't get any interest past 5. The other reason that it's actually pretty valuable is that if you then find a character
Varys got hit right.
yeah,
killed right away.
Blitzcrank's ability is that he grabs somebody
the
from
farthest
across.
enemy, I'm assuming.
Yeah, the farthest enemy from him. But you're doing pretty well. I think especially if Evelyn with that BF sword can live, her ability. Oh, she got Blitzcrank. Her ability executes enemies who are at low health.
So right now, I'd say we're doing pretty good. We have a solid economy, and we're not really losing these mid-game rounds.
Hey,
Okay.
there's a Varys.
Varys, okay.
And then, honestly, I would buy Gnar. He's a Yordle
Shapeshifter.
shapeshifter. I would put him in over Nidalee right now because level 1 Gnar is better than level 1
Oh yeah,
Nidalee.
because and let's go ahead and move these guys over.
So these wolves are like, they do a special thing. They're going to jump to your back line of your characters.
Oh, okay, so I want to do something like that. Maybe?
Perfect.
Yeah. So it's the same thing in Dota Underlords, where like as the game progresses, you get offered better and better. Like the new heroes that are offered are better in their level in their level 1 counterpart than other level 1s that you might have gotten in the early game.
In TFT, we tend to call them tier characters based on what they are: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, etc. So you got 4 loot boxes on that one. That's a pretty big deal. That's a lot of items. Or potentially gold.
Where's the 4th one?
You already picked it up. There's a
Okay.
gold coin sitting right on
Change
Nidalee
this.
there, though.
Okay.
So, buy Shyvana from your lineup, because that'll give you level 2 Shyvana.
Oh
That's
wow,
great.
that's really good. All right, we'll put
And
those
then
two back.
I would recommend putting the recurve bow on Shyvana. And then I would combine that recurve bow with the chain vest to make a Phantom Dancer, which causes her to dodge all critical strikes.
Makes her a pretty good tank, and then the chain belt just getting some extra health, maybe on.
I'd put it on Aatrox.
Yeah,
Because he's kind of been your front line for the last. And then you actually have enough, you
probably
could level up. So you could level up to the next level and then be able to put another character in. We'd probably want to put Brand in.
I should have done that before
Right.
this, but it's okay.
Walking through everything you have to do in a round is kind of a matter of learning specifically
Yeah,
what
you have to be able to
do.
like really quickly, like some things like that. Like it's just like if I was planning ahead a little bit, I know like next round I'm gonna do this, so I do it
Exactly.
right away. Okay, so
We're doing really well, so we're going to probably put Brandon in the back line
okay.
because he's pretty good.
Oh yeah, because we have a free slot now to put.
Yep,
in.
and we want to buy that Aatrox to get level 2 Aatrox.
I'm gonna move these guys over so they're kind of more centered.
Exactly.
And we'll kind of spread these guys out a little bit.
And so that gets us to Demon 5 and Shapeshifter 3. This is a really, really good build. We're actually doing a very meta build right now.
Oh, yeah.
Demon Shapeshifters is a pretty powerful one. Ideally, so one of the things that this game also has that I don't remember if Dota Underlords has is items that allow you to add a faction to a character.
No, that's not. At least in the version of Dota that I was playing, Underlords that I was playing in the early summer, that was not the case.
So that's a pretty powerful ability. One of the things you can then do, part of the reason that Demon
Shapeshifter on my
Shapeshifters
shapeshifters was
brutal because
Yeah.
he sucks mana out.
and he stops. And like some characters, they want their abilities more than others. Are there any characters in this game that don't need mana at all?
Yes, Graves, Cassidon, Vayne, Draven, a couple others.
Let's see. We
So definitely want that
Aatrox.
Aatrox, and then we probably just want to keep leveling up.
All right.
Because we've got characters on our bench that we want to use, but that we can't put in yet.
Like this Nidalee and this Morgana.
Yeah, Morgana will get us to 6 demons, which is a pretty big pull, and then Nidalee we can eventually try to get to 6 shapeshifters. There's a demon shapeshifter in the form of Swain that we want to get eventually.
Man, playing Swain in the mid lane sucks.
Yes, it does. That's true. And so, because the demon synergy bonus causes you to drain mana and then gain mana, that means that characters can transform more quickly. So putting demon on, say, Gnar, enables him to transform exceptionally fast because he drains
Gnar's,
mana.
I'm assuming just based on what I know of League, is really good when he transforms. Like,
Yeah, he jumps onto the enemy, throws all enemy champions around, stunning them and
all.
dealing massive damage.
Sometimes you win really big like that, and you gotta remember, oh wait, Neo Queen is like in last place, so maybe. All right.
Okay, so we're gonna be the very
Varus
last
would be-
pick.
Oh wow. Well, what not max?
Well, because it's 2 people at a time. So
Oh,
the
okay.
bottom 2, then the next 2,
Where am
then so
All right, there I am.
we actually may be second to last pick because
Alright,
there's one person out of the game. So probably
Evelyn.
Evelyn would be good. Also, there's a spatula. You see that golden spatula that's on Sejuani that just got picked, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
Spatulas are the item, so you're up, you're available to pick. You can pick
Nidalee.
Nidalee, actually, because that'll give you a
That
2-star
gives me a
Nidalee
level,
on your
level
bench.
2, and then that'll be the next thing I want to put into the game.
Yep.
Evelyn wouldn't have been probably a terrible pick here.
Because you want to try to get it to a 2-star Evelyn pretty soon. But Nidalee gives you something that's immediate.
Yeah, and there's a kind of a continual balance, I'm assuming, based on my experience with Underlords, of like planning for the future as well as planning for right now.
Exactly.
Because ultimately the goal is obviously to win the full game. But if you're like eat your greens here at 14, like maybe you were planning a little too far for the long term.
Right, and so often when you get into a low,
I don't want any of these. Right?
Yeah, you don't really care. You could level up, I think, because you're pretty close.
I would have to dip under.
Which would be okay at this point because it would give you a power spike to ensure you keep your win streak. So I would put Morgana in.
Too late. I put in Nidalee.
That's okay. Nidalee takes your shapeshifters from 3 to 4, which doesn't give you a power boost.
But
Morgana takes your demons from 5
We'll
to
do that
6.
next round. There was the portal had opened up. I needed to get somebody in the
If
thing.
you don't put somebody in, it will take the leftmost character on your bench and
makes sense.
put them in automatically.
Okay, so we want to put in Morgana here, and we'll move these. What I do in Underlords. Ooh, we won hard.
Yeah, and you took somebody out.
All right. Is there any bonus to taking somebody out? Or is
Nope, it just means that
Because
person's
they're
out
kind
of
of
the
based
game.
on chance, right?
Yep.
All right. Phantom Dragon. Okay, so another Shyvana.
And then swap Morgana for Nidalee in there.
And Morgana, I'm assuming because she's kind of supporty.
You want to put her more in the... Actually, you want to put her more on frontline. She's more of a frontline character.
Okay.
Because her
who would
ultimate...
I take out?
I
maybe?
would take her out for Evelyn.
And maybe keep Evelyn on the side or keep Evelyn
Keep Evelyn in the back, because watch Evelyn at the beginning of next round. She's an assassin.
She's going to jump.
She'll-
That's what
yeah.
assassins do in
Yep.
Dota Underlords.
That's exactly
So
what assassins do in this game.
So what kind of use? So maybe what I want to do is like even put her like into a corner. So
Because she'll jump to the farthest
whatever's
opposite target.
furthest from her. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In this case,
Rengar's actually going to jump on you guys, but so she jumped on...
oh jeez, she just like wiped out like. She must have like her ultimate as like her main ability.
Yeah, her
That
ultimate
last
is her main
burst.
ability, and it does critical damage against any target below 50% health. So it's like a huge win. So you just did a ton of damage to that guy. You're doing very well. You gain so if you're playing ranked mode, you gain positive ranked experience.
Yeah, none of these are really interesting.
Yeah, we're not super interested. So I would just, you could hold out, you could spend some money on leveling up, you could kind of just sit. You could also reroll a couple times.
Let's just reroll.
If you want to look for some characters. So there's an Aatrox. That would be good for your bench.
Okay. We got this level 2 Nidalee, but I think because we have this Nidalee here that we kind of want to get in on the action.
Right, we want to look for a Swain. A Swain would be really valuable because a Swain would also help us.
One more refresh. Nothing good here. Okay.
Honestly, I'd do one more because to keep yourself on an even principle. Nothing there. We don't care. That's fine.
Okay.
And then you could spend your 2 level ups into...
Ooh, and it looks like we're taking on these. It looks like having Dave here, we can... I think my...
You also got 4 items from that round. You've gotten incredibly lucky so far. That has been really, really good.
Oh, money.
Okay, so I would put that recurve bow on Shyvana.
Okay.
And I would then put the needlessly large rod on Shyvana to make a Ginsu's Rage Blade, which causes her attack speed to stack infinitely.
Ooh.
Which means that when she transforms into a dragon, she gets really powerful. I would put that on... Yeah, Varus is a great choice. Okay, I'm going to make a weird recommendation here.
Okay.
Level all the way to 9. 9 is maximum level. Just pour all your money into it, level all the way up. That will guarantee that you have the best chance at rolling at 5-star characters.
And getting Swain.
Who's going to be a huge benefit.
Now I've lost kind of all my income bonus.
Yeah, for the moment. But being level 9 is going to mean that you have...
Ooh, this was kind of bad timing because now we're fighting Max Struggle.
Who's the number 1, but I think he has a lot of level 3 characters. You see that he has like Garen level 3,
Ooh, that Gnar helped us a lot there.
Yeah, I think you pretty much win this because Shyvana, with that stacking attack speed, just does a ridiculous amount of damage. It's going to be close, but I think you win with that Brand ult.
Oh my god.
Very close, but you did it.
Okay.
You beat the top guy.
That's good because we kept our win streak going. We're getting like that's a lot of extra gold.
Yes, 3 points per turn.
I don't see
nobody we care about right here.
And we would probably just want to save for a second. And do we have everyone out? We have 9
We
out
have
of 9.
9 out of 9.
Okay.
Yeah. I think.
Do I want to keep this Nidalee out, or do I want to try? Can I double up on like double?
You can. They just don't count toward your bonuses.
Yeah. Okay. And I have 6 demons.
4 shapeshifters. 2 wild is actually really good.
Is she wild?
Yes. She and Gnar are both wild, which gives both of them an attack speed bonus.
Do I want to put her in the front line?
No, she's good in the back line because she's ranged until she transforms. Mm-hmm. So you want to have her kind of be in the back line.
Maybe I kind of want to put her like here so that she gets jumped instead of Varus and by any early.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad plan.
Ooh, that Aatrox just puts in work.
So that was bad. You got hit with Aurelion Soul's big line attack, which does massive damage, but we won pretty handily.
That's Shyvana. That's like, I definitely would not be doing this well if you weren't giving me advice, especially in the items. That seems to be the part that I could have probably figured out the bonuses pretty decently because it's the same.
But knowing which items combine with which is incredibly difficult to do without having... So I would buy that Aatrox.
Okay.
Because that'll give you a second 2-star Aatrox. That puts you 1 2-star Aatrox away from a 3-star Aatrox, and still leaves you at bonus. Something else we could consider doing is eventually trying to get dragon bonus. So if you look at
dragons do we have?
It only takes 2 dragons, and if you Shyvana's 1. If you get dragon bonus, it reduces the magic damage they take by 83%. Combine that with her Phantom Dancer, means that she's effectively dodging critical strikes and taking massively reduced magic damage. That's a very powerful bonus to have. There's a 3rd dragon, Pantheon, who is kind of weird that he's a dragon, but he is a dragon. We're going to look for him.
Do I want to buy Aurelion Soul here? Or?
No, because we don't really want Aurelion Soul. He doesn't fit with our comp. We want to look for Pantheon as our other dragon.
What is Pantheon's secondary class?
He's Guardian.
Okay.
Which is also a 2-set bonus that we could potentially invoke. We'll have to see how we go. So you're going to be last pick because you're at the very... But there's a ton of fully completed items here.
Okay, so I want to get one of the fully completed... Are they all... No, they're...
Those are all completed items, actually. That's a new thing. I haven't seen that before.
Who should I brand?
Swain.
So
that's Swain. You totally want Swain.
Okay, I got to avoid.
Yep.
Come up and grab the Swain.
Perfect. You got Swain, and he has a finished item on him. That's super good.
What is that item?
That is Zeke's Herald. It is like Locket of the Iron Solari. It will make your characters... so I would replace Nidalee with him.
Okay.
Because he's a demon. Actually, no. I'm sorry. You want to put Nidalee in over Brand. Or put Swain in over Brand.
And
Because that'll leave you still at 6
Swain
demons.
front line? Do I want to swap out one of my
You want to leave
pocket
him...
characters?
he wants to be one lane back, but you want to
Okay.
put him next to other people because his item, like the Locket, causes attack speed bonuses in the characters he touches. So put Nidalee up as well.
Okay, yeah.
And
And
then
she's
they'll
still
all
going to
attack.
possibly be jumped by the assassins, which is kind of our goal. Just kind of, like, at least this is how it is. Like, especially like Drow in Dota Underlord, she gives a passive attack boost to all allies.
Mm-hmm.
So you always want to surround her, so she's the least likely to get jumped right away. This went really well.
Yeah, I think we easily win this round because you right now are one shapeshifter short of 6 shapeshifters, and of being like top dog.
So is there what's the shapeshifter I'm looking for now?
Jace is he's a green character. He's level 2.
In the game, he shapeshifts just his weapon in
Yep.
the game, unlike a lot of these characters.
There are 3 demons on the bench. You want to buy all 3 of them. Demon and demon. Doesn't matter at this point if you dip under it. There's only one person left in the match. You notice
Just
everyone
me and
else is
Mac.
out. So pretty
I'm gonna
much
fight him every round now. So now
Yeah.
I kind of want to adjust my board based
to
on...
match him
Come on.
appropriately. Yep, that exactly. And he's going to be able to do the same thing. He's going to look at you and try to match. You'll do the best you can.
I think I have an easier time matching because I just I want this front line like this
Yeah.
always. So it's easier for me to kind of balance what I want to do.
That
So
exactly.
this is gonna determine the narrative of the game to some
Right.
degree.
Are you going to win or are you going to take
because
second
the
place?
loser has to start making tough decisions like
Now,
refreshing
notice
a lot.
he doesn't have any interest because you can see his interest on the right side.
Oh.
He has no goal.
Oh, I didn't know it.
He spent all the way down in order to give himself the advantage that maybe let him win that round. So
Okay.
we might want to consider, since there's kind of no point in
Can't buy
saving,
XP.
doing the same. All right, there's
Pantheon.
Pantheon, and then you also want to buy that Morgana,
Okay.
because that'll give you 2-star Morgana.
Nothing.
We're looking for demons. We're looking for
Nothing.
Swains.
Yes.
We buy that Shyvana, and then that's 2-star Evelyn. That's super good.
And this round
We're gonna fight the dragon.
We are the. Should I put Pantheon in?
You can't because you're at 9 and 9, and I don't see an easy place to make a cut. And actually, you could make a cut. You could put Pantheon in for Gnar.
Is this
Quickly.
Pantheon here?
Yep. Too late. It's okay. Not
It's
a big
just
deal.
a dragon. I should probably win this.
Yeah, the dragon does AoE damage, but I think you'll be fine because of a combination of Locket and your massive damage that you've got. Also, Swain will transform, and he's really like incredibly beefy when he transforms. He gains a bunch of health.
Should I put the Bloodthirster on Shyvana?
Yeah, that would not be a bad take at all.
Give me this legendary item.
Yep, that's the Bloodthirster.
Well,
And there you
did
go.
you know I had a Bloodthirster when I asked that from the item there?
Well, I assumed you said that because the
Pantheon.
dragon had the Bloodthirster.
I did not know. I was just thinking about the Bloodthirster that was on somebody else.
On Evelyn, you have to sell a character to take an item
Pantheon
off
for
of.
Gnar, you said?
Yes, I
Okay,
think that
and
would
I
be
still
the-
have the same shapeshifter bonus and stuff.
Yep, and then you
my
have-
Gnar is kind of underleveled for
Right,
this part
so
of the
I would
game.
keep rolling and try to get another Pantheon or more Swains.
There's Jace.
Yeah, so Jace, well, you're going to have a hard time getting to 6 Shapeshifter without compromising the rest of your build, so I wouldn't worry about it at this point.
So who
You're
am I
looking for Shyvana's, so your board is full this minute.
Okay.
So I would sell Elise. We're not going to use her. She's not that valuable. And then you're unlikely to get to a 3-star Varus, so I would sell your 2 Varuses.
Don't I have a level 2 a second
You
level
have
two?
you have 2 level 1 Varuses and 1
Oh,
level 2
okay,
Varus,
okay.
so you're still
Let's see.
4
and
Varuses
this
away.
This is going okay. There's only 4 of his people left.
Yeah, you probably win this.
Yeah, the
But again-
Bloodthirster and the Shyvana, like, she's scaling the attack, she's life-stealing, and she's taking no damage. Okay.
Yep.
So sell the 2 Varuses.
Sell the 2 Varuses and sell that brand. We don't need the brand either.
Okay.
And equip his item onto Pantheon,
Okay.
because that'll give him magic resistance.
Wait,
Now,
yeah, okay.
we want to roll looking for Pantheons, Swains. There's a Pantheon. That
That's
gives
level
us 2-star Pantheon on a
And-
5-rank
yeah,
character, which
and
is
then we'll,
really
should we
strong.
buy the Jade?
Yeah,
Oh,
just
wait.
have him on the bench. There's no reason not to have him on the
Okay.
bench.
And Morgana's good.
Yep, and then roll again. You buy Aatrox, buy more Jaces too. So we're at this, and then I would just keep rolling till you're out of gold at this stage because there's kind of no reason not to.
Wait, did I don't know if I wanted to buy those.
That's fine. You can always sell them. That's a Shyvana. That's really good. That'll get you a 2-star Shyvana on the bench.
Alright.
And then, yeah, you don't care about any of these. You're looking for more Swains at this point. Yeah, kind of don't care. And then I would hold at 10 since the round just ended.
Okay, yeah.
So you can gain at least 1 point of interest.
Wouldn't it have been better to wait until... Oh, wait,
Maybe,
wait,
but...
do I want this Evelyn? I forget. Am I still
Yeah,
going?
I think Evelyn's is still... no, you're not really... I would honestly sell the Evelyn you have on your bench. You're not really looking at. I would buy that Shyvana, though, because you're only 2 Shyvana short of a 3-star Shyvana at this point.
Alright, yeah.
There's an Aatrox. That would be good.
Did I win the last round?
I believe you did.
Cool.
No.
So... Now I want to kind of be careful with my money, I'm assuming.
Sell Morganas, because again, you're unlikely to get to Morgana 3, and buy that Gnar.
Because I want level 2 Gnar.
Yeah, you're trying to get to level 2
And
Gnar.
I'm only 1 Aatrox away from level 3
Yep,
Aatrox,
which would be really, really good.
And
you're 2 Shyvanas away from level 3 Shyvana, which would also be really good. Now, he shifted his whole board trying to redo, but I don't think he can beat level 2 Pantheon and Swain. That's just too many powerful abilities.
And the Shyvana's doing a lot of damage. Is there a way for me to see stats?
Yes, click on the little sword button right there. That'll tell you the amount of damage.
So Shyvana was doing like tons of damage.
And Aatrox just below her.
Yeah, I can't believe Aatrox. That was the guy I got right away. All right, so there's a Pantheon right here.
Yeah, but you're not likely to get to that. I think you want to look for one of the completed items, like that Locket of the Iron Solari that's on Blitzcrank up top.
Because I am already putting my characters into Locket.
Exactly.
Kind of
So
mode.
if you grab Blitzcrank, you can then sell Blitzcrank and then put the Locket on Aatrox to double up.
Can you move items from characters besides?
Hey, there's another Aatrox.
Yes.
Boom, level 3 Aatrox. You have to sell a character to take an item off.
Should I put the Locket on him or?
Yep, I would double stack on Aatrox because
double shield.
Because it only happens right at the beginning of the round.
All right, and
you want to look? I would honestly roll down to 10 because there's no reason not to at this point.
Pantheon.
You're not going to get to another Pantheon.
I'm looking specifically for
Swain and Shyvanas.
Swain and Shyvana.
And Nars.
So we'll do one more refresh.
Yeah, one more refresh.
Nothing there.
Nothing there.
But then
okay,
keep
easy
it.
peasy.
And right now we're doing pretty well.
You also notice how much health your Aatrox has because both the Lockets are giving him health and because he's level 3. He gains basically the same health as his base level over again. So he's effectively 3 times the power of a base level.
The thing is, even when it gets kind of close, it's like Shyvana is still alive.
She's
at
just
full
wrecking.
Health. Hey, we won!
GG.
We won.
Your first game all the way to the top.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. It was my first game, but it wasn't your first game.
That's definitely true.
And I think I made a couple decisions myself, but a lot of the important decisions I did not make. Okay, so I claim my Orb of Enlightenment.
Yep. So that gives you some beta pass points. Click OK, and then click the little X in the bottom, in the very bottom. So then on the Teamfight Tactics here, you see this bar that fills up across the bottom.
Okay.
You also have quests up there.
Okay.
They will start to fill up as your games process. It takes right about 10 minutes to process a game. There you go. That claims your reward. That gets you beta pass points, and now you have a piece of loot that you can claim.
Here.
Yep. And that gets you, and then if you click on your collection at the top, and then icons, you now have that icon that you can wear.
Icon.
Yeah, totally. But you can wear that on your character if you want to, if you play a lot of Teamfight Tactics.
Let's get one of my old school ones, like 2014 Earth mode. Where
it's funny that you think some of these are old school.
Well, I mean...
I know.
I played the game in 2012. And
I started playing League when it was brand new in 2007, 2008.
I thought I had one from...
And I have some very old icons.
Oh wait. So we actually go to others. Yeah, I want my Taipei Assassins.
Yeah, that's great. I love good old Taipei Assassins. So that was really good. That was a great game. And learning those basic mechanics is really integral to just being able to kind of do things more quickly and expediently as you go.
So they're still advertising the game as beta, but considering... I think beta is kind of like a... It kind of doesn't mean what it used to mean to some degree.
Very much so.
Okay, so you can also get different arena skins.
Yep. So I used the Draconic Arena. That's my favorite. One that I unlocked during this beta pass by accruing those beta points, by completing the weekly missions, and by claiming my orb every day. The orb is worth more points the more games you win between claims of the orb, up to 5 winning games.
Okay.
I think it might just be games you play, actually. It might not even be games you win.
The game is a proud... Look at this guy's got a 3-star.
Yep. And that guy has a border around his icon that indicates that he's a platinum player.
In the base game?
In Teamfight Tactics. He was a platinum player last season.
I think that we might have just skyrocketed our MMR by winning that game.
So you may definitely lose this game.
That's okay. Losing isn't a bad thing.
No, it's definitely a learning experience.
And so that you're saying the meta right now. So the meta, for those at home, is like what, like the game around the game, right? So like, and you were telling me that the meta is really demon focused right now.
Yeah, demons are very, very powerful because draining mana and gaining mana more quickly. So I'm going to recommend to you that you pick up Shen if you can. He's right there with the Tear of the Goddess. Perfect. He's a really powerful starting character.
Okay.
For 2 reasons. 1, he has a very powerful ultimate, and 2, he gains the ninja bonus.
So his ultimate in...
So put him in, and then right click on him, and you can read his ultimate
Okay.
here.
Just zone around himself granting nearby allies. So he's a good tank. Kind of like Aatrox was last game.
Exactly.
Alright. And he grants 100% chance to dodge incoming basic attacks. So that'll be really good against some comps.
Yeah,
in the late game.
It's generally a really solid ability. Also, if you look at the ninja bonus on the left.
Alright, the ninja bonus only activate exactly 1 or 4. Alright.
Right.
So you kind of want to collect ninjas, but maybe don't put them in the game.
Exactly.
If you can help it.
So you either want to use ninjas as standalones, or you want to use ninjas as large groups in a greater composition.
So
I would also recommend...
I put in Camille just because she's a Blade
Yep.
Master.
I would recommend buying both Garen and Darius and holding them on your bench. So this is a common thing that people do. They will buy characters and hold them on their bench. Teamfight Tactics has a shared draft pool.
Okay.
So if you have characters on your bench, they're less likely to show up again because they're out of the shared draft pool.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Kind of.
So basically, it means that the total number of characters at level 1 and X4 are shared amongst you and all other people.
Okay.
There's like 18 level 1
Now
characters.
nobody else can get Garen.
Right, or Garen's less likely to appear. So there's a Shen. You definitely want to buy that because you want to get toward. And then there isn't really somebody else super useful this minute, so I would buy Jace to get the Hex Tech bonus and put him in.
Oh yeah. Because these two are both Hex Tech.
Yep, and then you also have an item up there in the upper right. So that was a free... Now,
Ninja,
Kennen is a ninja. You maybe don't want to put him in, even though he's a really good character.
to sell, so he's probably a little... He's like not... He's like one of these green...
He's a blue. That's the next step
So he's
up.
He's pretty nice.
Right, it was
he's
a really
pretty,
good find.
Pretty OP right now. The problem is if I put him in, I lose my ninja bonus on Shen.
Which, if you right-click on Shen, you'll notice that he has 115 attack power because he's gaining a huge... Ooh. Wow, that was awesome.
Chain Vest.
Probably hold it for the moment. Okay, so we need to reassess. You just got 2 glacials.
Okay, so maybe I want to go... This is the glacial and she's the glacial.
I would put them in over, yes, that exactly.
Do I want to buy this... Do I want to just ditch the Hex Tech thing?
Yeah, I think we maybe don't care. And then I would sell your
Poppy?
No, keep Poppy because you have Knights. I would buy that Garen.
Okay.
And then
we
sell
already have a
Kennen.
level 3 Garen. Sell Kennen?
Because that'll get you to income. Kennen's good, but you're not likely to use him with this composition.
Okay.
You can hold it.
I was thinking of going for 4 ninjas.
Okay, that's fine. That's great. So at that point, if you're not going to sell to that, buy the second Lysandra so that you're closer to Lysandra too. Now, Darius...
I want to get this Garen in, because I have a level 2 character this early in the game, right?
Right. And he's a knight. You want to pair him with a second knight to make him... to get his bonus. So right-click on him, and then hover over Knight on his stat bar.
Knight.
On the upper left corner of his...
Okay.
And that'll tell you what Knights do. At 2, 4, and 6, they block additional damage. So the easiest way to do that is going to be...
Put him with this Darius?
Poppy's a better. She's a level 3 knight.
Okay.
You're going to want to level up.
What do
You just wait until the round is done.
Oh, okay.
Because other people might take a lot longer to fight.
Okay.
So now that you're leveled up, put Garen in, and then put Poppy in, and then you can also afford to put one more character in. I would put Volibear in, because he's kind of a frontline brawlery type, and that's kind of the build you're going for. Yeah, we're just kind of
and down here, I don't see anything I really want.
You could also swap Shen out for Lysandra to get Glacial 2, even though you'd lose your ninja bonus temporarily. Might be better for the interim rounds.
Oops. And, I want to...
Perfect. That's great.
I was like, get in the back line!
So now you've got Glacial 2 and Knight 2. That's a really good bonus.
Okay. 15 damage block, 20% chance to stun on their basic attack, which just happened there.
Yep. And Volibear's ultimate causes him to bounce his attacks, which also can freeze characters in the back line. he does like a lightning thing that's pretty cool. There was a nice freeze from Poppy, or from Alessandra, and I think you win this round pretty easily.
I don't know about easily. So do I still want to just hold on to this chain vest?
Yeah, because you don't have an item you necessarily want to combine it with yet.
Oh, okay.
So there's a ninja. If you're looking to get 4 ninjas, you want to buy Zed on your bar.
Okay.
And then you want to stay at 10. So I think we just want to hold.
We want to start trying to save our money.
Yep.
Except for when, like, specifically ninjas come up.
You needed to spend a little bit to get this kind of beefier composition built in.
This is going to, like, hold us until we get the 4 ninja comp. We're at 3 ninjas, though. We can go full ninjas pretty quick.
Yeah, you just need to get a collie. She's a 4-star unit, so she'll be a little bit hard to find.
Okay, so
but she shouldn't be too difficult.
She's the last ninja? There's only 4?
There's only 4.
Okay.
They're talking about adding another ninja soon, but I don't think it's going to happen immediately.
Is there another ninja player in the League Pantheon that can be easily...
Yeah. What is his name? He's a guy that they don't have in the game yet, but he's been referenced in lore. They also might add
we might actually win this.
I think you will, because...
That's 2v1, which
But
helps.
freezes are incredibly powerful. I think that if it weren't for the freezes, you would have lost.
Yeah.
But those freezes mean that you're going to end up doing enough damage.
Ooh, it's so
close.
We don't lose very much health when it's that close. But we,
right.
And we didn't have a big win streak going. Okay.
So Robo...
Zed is good.
Yeah, Zed's good. Actually, go for Shen, because that'll get you 2-star Shen.
Yeah.
Robomofo says, lol, holy shit, I'm so lost. I totally get that, Robomofo.
Give me the Shen. Don't you dare take the Shen.
Like, this is a kind of a complicated game, and a
carousel.
lot of the explanations we did were, like, kind of in the early part of the stream. So I would highly recommend, if you're really lost, going back and watching that early part, or checking out Skara, who is an ex-professional League of Legends player, produces a whole bunch of...
But if you have questions, you can just ask.
Yeah, I'm happy to explain things, but he also has videos that you can also check out. These auto chess games are kind of crazy. This one in particular has a lot of things that it doesn't explain.
Ninjas available
All right,
here.
so here's an interesting thing that happened.
What?
The Shen that you had previously, one of them had an item on them, and the one you just got had a new item, so they combined the items when they combined into a new
I should
pair.
probably put the level 2 Shen in here.
Yeah, I think you should.
You
can replace Volibear. You'll get less freezes. You could also level up and get yourself that early bonus. You'll lose a lot of income.
I don't want to lose the income.
So at that point, just buy the Volibear to potentially have that. Again, since you can always just sell him before the beginning of the next round if you decide you don't want him at one point or whatever.
Should I sell this Darius? Am I going for this?
You right now you have knights.
Okay.
You might as well hang on to him because it only takes 2 more knights to get the next level of knight bonus, which Darius plus any other knight
Shen
would make.
is carrying.
Shen is very strong.
Yeah,
he does a lot of damage.
And he's level 2 at a time in the game where I've got 2 level 2s. It's really going to help me stabilize through the game to get to this ninja comp, which may or may not be good. All right. I don't see any reason to get any of these.
I don't see anything either. You could buy Mordekaiser and have him as your 4th knight if you wanted to go eventually to a 4-knight composition.
But I would lose my interest bonus here.
You would. You could also sell a Volibear, or sell both Volibears if you're not really planning on... In fact, you could just ditch Glacial entirely and sell your other Lysandra as well, and then put a knight in. And then the advantage will be if you win the round, you gain a gold when you win a round. That'll put you at 30.
This isn't good positioning, but that's okay.
It'll be fine. He'll manage. So
Shen... They're really tanky, but we're really tanky. Can you have a round and then a tie?
Yes. If the timer ends completely, all remaining characters deal damage to their opposing person.
Wow, that's not how it works in...
Now, the other thing that happens is after the timer runs down, the first timer, you go to what's called overtime. In overtime, attack speed is increased by 300%, healing is reduced by 50%, etc. But you still can get ties even in overtime. Alright, so there's an assassin. You want to buy, or there's 2 ninjas on your thing, you want to buy both of them.
And we sell 4.
And then
and do we want to...
Stack all your characters on the right side of the screen. All of your in-play characters, because then you'll focus that Krug that's on the far right first.
I want to even just do something like this.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then Shen will likely go over.
Do I want a double Garen here?
Yeah, that might not be a bad plan. You get pretty close to the next stage of Garen.
And then at the...
we'll
gain 2 XP anyway, so we'll be able to put in the Darius and
which will get you to 4 knights next round.
Okay, cool.
You don't really need to worry about getting to 4 knights this round because a PvE round is pretty easy. You shouldn't have too much trouble, especially with Shen.
So planning For the future, it kind of sucks. Like, Garen, what are you doing? That's okay. He's not gonna do much damage.
He isn't gonna do much damage,
slots.
and then
He's
he'll
still
start
gonna-
spinning.
So he's at least doing damage to the other one. So we're kind of like planning for the future. Okay, so we got.
So we'll talk about items as soon as the round ends. We just want to kind of be able to see what our condition is, because you got another item. You get really lucky with items. Normally, I get 1 item off a Krug round, not 4 or 3.
That was 3, yeah.
That's just really, really good.
Okay. Wow, we bought everything else the last one. Okay, 40. So if we can avoid buying, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything we want to buy. So I would put dairy. So first of all, move your composition. Build yourself a big stacking line.
First, put Shen in the middle.
Yep. And then that's probably
like
perfect.
this?
That's great.
Okay.
Okay, now for items. Pick up any one of your items and hold it, and then hover it over the other items with left click. You can see what it combines
Swordbreaker,
into.
Frozen Heart, Thornmail.
So Thornmail is probably a pretty
good.
good item.
Probably maybe
On
put that in-
Garen.
Yeah, because we're going to have a Garen for the whole.
Garen
game.
also becomes magic immune when he's spinning, so that means that you're
Oh,
then
yeah,
reflecting
yeah.
his armor
Yeah.
and he gains magic
He's like
immunity.
Juggernaut
Yep.
in Dota. Okay, let's see. Oh, Garen, just spin to win, baby.
He's got to build up that mana pool. So actually,
But once
putting some mana on him might not be a bad idea with that Tear of the Goddess.
This one's gonna go easy. Yeah, I
Yep.
was like, once Garen spins, like they're all like the.
Look how much damage Garen's doing.
Yeah.
1,600 points on all that spinning. He also did a ton of damage.
And we
back to
have
Thornmail,
almost another level 2 Garen, so
which means
that's
you could
really
be close
good.
to level 3 Garen pretty quick.
And we're on a win streak, so we go over 50, and we don't need any of these, which is good. We
Yep.
can sit at 50 for
Sit
this
at 50.
round.
We're doing really well.
All right.
4 Knights is a really powerful early composition to hold you over.
Does it fall off as the game goes on?
Very much so. And
Okay.
6 Knights is often the kind of thing that isn't even good enough to get you past round 4-ish.
Okay.
So you kind of want to wait. What you use Knights to then build up on your board something that's going to be more powerful.
Like our ninjas.
So our goal is probably going to be to go Ninja Assassins.
Ninja Assassin. So
Now-
do I need to start buying
No,
assassins
you're
here?
at 50 gold.
Well, yeah, I
you
guess
can
not
hold
here
off and sit.
specifically. Ooh. Well, bye, Darius.
Yeah, Darius is probably going to get messed up pretty early. Like if he
This
gets
one
the ult,
we're gonna lose, and maybe in a quote unquote fair fight, we could have won this one pretty. Like,
I don't know. I think you're
possibly.
discounting yourself a lot earlier than you might need to.
Oh, you're right. I thought because Garen was just so split up, and like he wasn't gonna help.
But Garen went over and fought Evelyn and was
Uh-huh.
magic immune when Evelyn did her ultimate,
Oh,
which
okay.
meant that she did no damage at all. Shen
that
is
was kinda
also
fortunate.
like Shen is doing super amazing damage, and that frozen heart on Shen causes them to slow
Yeah,
the
yeah.
attack speed of people near him, which is really powerful.
How are we doing in terms of? Okay, wow.
We're in
at the
first
top.
place.
Okay, well, first place now doesn't mean anything though. Okay,
That's
so
true.
Get
another Garen. Yep, that's great.
And probably just spend.
we don't kind of care about sorcerers.
We don't,
So-
or we do.
We don't because
So-
we're not
so
going to do
triple
sorcerers.
buy XP?
I would definitely do that. Robomofo, this is Teamfight Tactics. This is based on League of Legends, the MOBA, which is the property that this is built out of.
Okay, so I'm still holding on to these. Why? What happens if
You kind
they
of so they
commit
make a
five?
hush. You don't really have anybody who capitalizes on auto attacks that well.
Mm-hmm.
You could put the reason we hold off on items is because you have to sell a character
In
to
order
get
to
the
get the
item
item.
back. So
Okay,
you
so
don't
this
want
is
to
another
commit
good
an
possible
item.
Garen moment.
Sorry, I'm trying to bump the table. Oh, that was really good. You dodged an attack. Garen is spinning to winning. Now, a really good item for Garen is Morellonomicon.
Okay.
It causes spell damage.
To heal you, right?
No. It causes
okay.
spell damage to burn enemies for a
Okay.
percentage of their health, which Garen reapplies every second as he's spinning.
Okay.
It's a Giant's Belt, which is a health item, plus...
So we're gonna pick last, so we're not gonna have much of a choice here. What do we ideally want?
Ideally...
Is there a ninja in there? I
No,
don't see any
no ninjas. Shijwani, who's riding the giant pig, is a knight. She would be a good choice. Otherwise, a character with a belt. So at the very top of the carousel turning
There's
right now,
Fiona and
that's Kindred, who both
Shijwani
have
is still
belts. So you'd like either. So you're gonna want to aim for one of those belts
yeah.
because
And
they'll be a really good item in combination on Garen. So I would grab that Kindred. She's also a 3-star unit, which will sell and be really valuable.
all right, so I'll probably do I want to sell her like right away?
Yeah, I would sell her immediately and combine. There's a Garen, that's really good. Sell Kindred, put her Giant's Belt on Garen, and then put that Tear of the Goddess also on Garen. Oh no, that's Redemption. So maybe hold off. That's
I'm just curious. Is that for
yeah, so you are randomly fighting against these other players, kind of like a tournament structure.
It's kind of a mix between a tournament structure and like what's it called? Battle Royale game. Because you're kind of in an arena with all these other players.
And they like kind of come to you or you go to them and you do battle against their teams. You have no direct control over your characters except what items they have and put them on the board in that way.
Like right now, like there's all this fighting happening. It looks like we might lose this one. They have a lot of lives still.
Yeah, that Zed is proving really problematic, but
Darren did put in a lot of work. Let's see.
I do think you probably lose this one even with that, because that Lucian up at the top is just like, he's ranged, he's doing a lot of damage.
Where was that guy ranked? So he was number 2.
Yep.
So like it's not a big deal. Like if we lose to somebody who's way down here, we're like, uh-oh.
Okay, so you can put another character in, but you kind of don't have anybody to put in this minute, so we might want to roll a little bit to look for somebody to add to our composition. Before we do that, though, we want to look on the left side and see what characters might finish. So Imperials and Phantoms would be good people to aim for. So kind of no Imperials or Phantoms there.
There's an Imperial.
Katarina, so she's an Imperial Assassin. She's a pretty good choice.
I just gotta get somebody in.
She's a good choice because she'll improve your Imperial bonus. And she'll give you an assassin, which we're eventually going to build toward with our...
Does she do the spinning thing as well?
She does. When she builds up her mana, she spins and does her big attack.
Almost there.
I think you'll get that on this fight, because I think...
Nobody's attacking her right now.
So then she spins, does pretty... She would have done good damage, but a lot of it got blocked by the fact that this player's a 4 Knights player, and she does a lot of small increments of damage, which get blocked by the Knight bonus. Notice all the blocks that are popping up.
Now we're just hoping Garen might get a kill, yes.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad round.
We're okay. So the Knights are maybe falling off a little bit. We also, I feel like our comp hasn't gotten significantly. Okay, so we got a level 3
cannon. That's great.
No more ninjas here.
So honestly, I would spend a bunch of money into leveling up, because I think you could almost level to 7.
We'll be level 7 on next.
Yep.
On next turn.
And then we want to plan for who we're going to put in. We haven't found an Akali yet. But we're getting to the level 7.
These guys are going to jump to my back line. So
so you want to
put Garen in way back here.
Yeah, that exactly. And then they'll jump on Garen and attack him a whole bunch.
He's got when did we put a giant spell? Oh, we put
that
it
was
on
after
him.
Kindred.
Yeah, because we were going to.
We want to try to get Morellonomicon on him if we can get a needlessly large
spell is part of that.
Yep, and that improves his health as well.
All right. Well, at least we can beat the wolves up.
Yeah, and you got an item from that. Is that a needlessly large rod? It is. Put that on Garen. So that makes Morellonomicon, which if you right-click on him and you can read the ability, it will, whenever he does spell damage, burns for their health and reduces their healing, which is really strong.
And what if he...
Okay, so we want to put somebody else in. Oh, you also have an item down there. A small item. That's worth like 4 gold. That's really good.
Okay.
So I would buy Pike and put Pike in. Because he's an assassin, we want to start building up to getting 3 assassins.
Okay. And then otherwise we want to try to save money for it. Because the thing is you don't want to be refreshing right now, because that gold you never get back, while the gold you're spending on the XP, the sooner you can get up.
You keep that gold. That gold basically invests in your future forever.
Yeah.
But we are a little bit worried about needing to get to a composition that's a little bit stronger than the one we have currently, because other people are starting to get power spikes.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a little bit of worry. I think we win this round, but it's going to be kind of a tough tell.
That spin is helping.
Yep, and you notice how much more damage the spin is doing.
Ooh, we just wow.
Burning. That was the guy we lost to last time.
Wow. Yeah, he was in first place. Okay,
right.
So just that one item kind of maybe made it so we were much more likely to win the round.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a ninja. There's a Shen. That's good. And then we can kind of hold out on everybody else. There's no assassins. There's no other things really. So I would just level up a bunch, because that gets us close to level 8, which gets us close to being able to roll up to the next rank. At each level higher you are, the more likely you are to see higher.
Hit that 4, because we're looking for a specific 4 gold hero, which is
Akali.
Akali. And does Akali have her invisibility thing?
No, what she does is she throws a little fan of knives out in front of her that can do critical damage. So she was the strongest assassin and is now the weakest assassin because she got nerfed pretty hard. They do pretty regular balance updates almost every week. This one's going to be tough. I'm not sure if we win this one or not.
Yeah, and the Garen's
Garen is doing
Garen's-
tons of damage.
No, I was saying Garen was doing less damage, but his spin to win did only hit was only on one person for a while.
But it was on
it
the
was
most
enough.
important target.
All right.
Which was their...
And Shen is just Shen. He's just carrying.
He's rocking.
us.
He's got a ton of attack damage because of the ninja bonus and being level 2.
Mm-hmm. And our Garen is only 2 Garens away.
So definitely buy that Poppy.
Okay.
Because she's really good, and we have a Poppy on the board. She's a knight, so
Oh,
you want to
yeah,
try to get to a
I forgot we
2-star
have
Poppy.
Poppy.
And then I would just level up twice.
All right. So far so good. We are 18 away from leveling up. Whoa! Look at that huge spider.
Oh, that is a gigantic spider.
Elise, what are you doing here?
Yeah, why is she out there? And you should be on the board, man. One of her spiderlings escaped from the game. Here, I'll take a picture of that and post it onto the Serious Play.
That's 9 stories up.
Yeah, that's really intense.
All right. So now we're fighting Bill Farts a lot.
One of the things I don't like about League, that I'm really annoyed about, is that they don't have very good name management. They're really very bad about letting people just have whatever names they want. So I played against Scraggly Butthole yesterday, and it's kind of like people need to just like. So this guy is in last place or like near last place. He's kind of in the bottom, but he has a lot of interest and a ton of items.
Uh-huh.
He's obviously like definitely.
Yeah.
So I recommend that Poppy or the Shen.
Poppy or Shen.
I think those are both good choices.
Yeah. Well, so we'll just kind of roll with whatever.
Whatever we can get. We're gonna be.
We're in the middle. So
Yeah. So we'll be third pick,
Poppy
I think.
or Shen.
Poppy would definitely be my top choice because that'll give you 2-star Poppy.
We get a level. Yeah, and we're not in a place where it's really easy. Okay. Let me go.
Perfect. You nailed it.
I don't really like this. Feels really sluggish to me. Like trying to move around. You move really slow. There's a lot of turning animation.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because there's no turning animation in the actual League, right? There's turning animation in Dota, I know, but
there are not turning animations in League. You just instantly turn around.
okay.
So buy the Shen on your board, or buy the Shen on your thing, and then you're 6 from leveling. So I would level, and then
You're saying to drop below 50.
Oh no, you're right. I was not.
I was just double checking.
Yep.
I just don't have a hero to even put in.
And then I would see what your 2 items you can combine and equip items during the round.
Okay,
So I would
that
just
makes
see
Hush.
you could make Hush. What do those combine with the belt on Poppy? Because each of those 2 items can make
Zephyr,
which is okay, and
Or
Redemption. Redemption's actually pretty strong. So I might consider making Redemption because here's what it's going to do. It's going to make
heals
that big heal,
everybody
which will
on my
heal
team
everybody.
when
Since you're
she
doing a
dies.
really tanky build, having a big heal on everyone is actually really strong.
Yeah, we're still in second, but well, this one's been a little bit bloodier than last time. Last time we won with over 60, and this time nobody has over 60. Yet.
Right? So some games you're going to end up like, I've won a few games in my life.
Okay.
I've won a couple of games as
Where's
I've
our
been
third
playing.
Zed too?
Yeah, well, so again, since there's a shared draft pool, it's very likely that other people are playing Zeds and Akalis,
Okay,
which
okay.
is why we haven't seen them.
So I need to put somebody in. Should I just put in Karthus?
Yeah, Karthus is a really solid, just general.
And he's
You want
an
to put him
assassin.
way in the back line.
Oh yeah. He's an assassin.
He's also
too.
a Phantom, which
Okay.
matches up with your Mordekaiser to reduce a random enemy to 100 health. That's
Oh,
actually
okay.
really strong. So watch.
Bam.
The
Oh,
Rek'Sai
that was-
just
that
went down
was-
to 100.
Let's somebody punch it. Before
Just,
it-
and Karthus will ult, which hits everybody on the board if he didn't get knocked up. That's unfortunate. But now this is a demon shapeshifter build, or this is an assassin shapeshifter
This is
build.
the
All
meta
right, come
build
on,
that
heal
we-
Poppy. Woo! Poppy didn't die,
And she healed up Shen, which is really good.
and Poppy's going to be able to knock up again. This
Probably,
is going to be
it's a 3v2. It's probably not going to work out for us. But
going into overtime, especially. I think you probably lose. Yeah, that was close though.
yeah.
So
Let's see. We're in a, okay.
this
so
is a PvE round. So yeah.
How do I want to like?
The Raptors, they just gain strength each time a Raptor is defeated, so it kind of doesn't matter how you stack against
Okay.
them. As long as you're back.
You kind of want to spread out your damage then, because you want
little
them to all
bit.
be low.
Yeah.
Kind of opposite of
the crowds.
Nothing I really want here.
Yeah, I don't really see anything we're interested in. You could. So level 9 is the maximum. Normally, most games you don't get to level 9
Yeah.
because you kind of need to be spending gold early. But again, we're doing really well. So I kind of think we just wait until this round's over and then maybe like level up or roll a bunch or kind of figure things out in order to kind of see. We want to try to get to a Kali and get some more assassins.
Here.
So we're going to hang on to that tier for a Kali or Zed because those items are super good on them. Wow, you got so many items. What is up with that? Okay, cool. So I would buy both the assassins that are on the bar and just to hold on to them because we're going to kind of be building into that. And then,
do I want to maybe put another item on my Shen or something?
Yeah, combine make the Swordbreaker on Shen. Because Shen does a lot of auto attacks, so the ability to disarm the person he's attacking is really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we're doing pretty well. This is going okay.
Yeah. Wow. We still have level 1 on quite a few heroes that maybe shouldn't be, like Mordekaiser and the Darius.
Yeah.
So those are things that we want to replace. Like, because we're probably going to be moving away from the knights. We'll probably run with a 2-knight set pretty soon, which is that'll probably be what we replace to get the ninjas. Karthus, you madman. He's the one who did the one.
Yep. He did a bunch of damage because he got to hit all enemy champions.
Okay.
He won't get to ult a second
Making
time.
him a demon would be really good.
Yes, because he would ult very frequently.
Oh, that was good.
Or making him a sorcerer, because sorcerer's bonus is that they gain double ult. He is already a sorcerer. Getting the sorcerer passive means he gains double mana. Now, you're very likely to lose that because that Vayne had Ginsu's Rage Blade, which causes her attack speed to scale infinitely.
Okay.
There's a Kali.
Finally.
So, we want to...
we gotta sell somebody.
Sell Evelyn, because we kind of don't need her. Buy a Kali, and then we're just gonna swap all of our ninjas in over our low, and then put Zed in over over Pike. So that gets us to 4 ninjas. That's super awesome. Stack all of your assassins. So put a Kali, Zed, and Katarina in the far bottom corner.
Like this here?
No, on the board.
Oh, frick. Okay.
We can do it next round. It's totally okay. Because you don't want them to be frontlining. You want them to kind of back, and then we're also gonna stack our.
Oh, we killed our level 2 TF right away.
Yep, because Akali does a bunch of damage when she has ninja bonus. We're also going to try. We also have assassin bonus, which gives her additional damage.
We're not tanky enough here.
Yeah, this guy also has Jinx. Jinx is incredibly broken.
Okay.
She is massively OP and is being nerfed powerfully next patch.
Do I get what is?
No,
this?
that's a pirate gold. So if you have the pirate characters, you get free gold at the end of every round.
Oh, okay.
Which causes you to econ much better.
Maybe we should spend our money.
Yeah, let's just level. I honestly would level all the way up because you'll be able to put a 9th character in, and we'll still have 30 gold left. Okay.
My 9th character.
You're gonna want to put
Garen.
Second Garen's not bad. All right, so stack all your assassins in the bottom left and Karthus. Put a Kali down there as well.
Where's Karthus?
You have Karthus.
Okay.
Stack them literally into the corner.
Oh, okay, like this.
Yeah, that's perfect. And then array your knights around them in a protective barrier.
Like that.
Yeah, that's more or less right.
Kennen is all still.
Kennen is ranged, so you want him to be able to attack people.
Okay.
But he also needs to be a little bit close to people.
Well, that was why everyone's jumping everywhere.
Well, because this is an assassin round, so it's kind of, ooh, let's get that redemption heal. That's nice.
That was a good heal. That redemption seems to be good.
It's a pretty strong item a lot of the time.
Right,
so I think you definitely
Kwana.
You won that one. Nice.
And Kwana was above us before, and now it's below us. So that's
you're
good.
Kind of in the middle of the pack, so you're doing pretty good still.
All right, we're level 9, so now all our gold can go towards interest.
Yep. And looking for characters that we're looking for. So eventually we want to pivot to more. Okay. So there's a lot of items here to consider. One of the items.
No heroes that I'm really interested in.
Yeah,
right,
nobody.
Quick! What item? Rabadons.
Rabadons would be good. Yeah, you can put that on Karthus. It's kind of hard to say. It's really tough because there's so many.
Rabadon's just a good hero.
Yep.
All right. I just.
Actually, when we get back to the thing, we want to take that second Garen out and swap him for Mordekaiser, so you get that Phantom bonus.
Oh yeah,
with Karthus.
Yeah. And a Phantom bonus. What is that?
That reduces an enemy to 100 health.
That could just sometimes accidentally win us games.
Yeah, just straight up. Oh, so there's
There's Kennen. Okay, but first we're gonna sell
swap,
the item. Who's
get rid of him and put that on Karthus.
Karthus is here.
And then take that.
Oh god, that was really, really risky. I didn't know that was Karthus.
Take that Garen out and swap him for Mordekaiser.
Okay.
And then
cannon?
Buy the cannon.
We already have a level 2 cannon.
But
so
you want to try to get to level 3 cannon.
Okay.
So I don't think that's a bad thing. All right, now we need to clean up our board a little bit. We need to clean up our bench.
So
Let's
Darius,
sell. Yep, sell
goodbye.
Darius. We
Pike.
want to keep. We might use Pike, but maybe not. We want to keep Zed because we want to try to get to level 3 Zed.
Keep the Shens, I guess.
Keep the Shens.
The Garen for sure.
Yep, because we want to try to get to level 3 Garen.
They did this Title Redemption go off that might have won them the game.
Yeah, I think that and the fact that they're running Shapeshifters, which again is like the powerful combo in the game right now.
Good job.
This
Shen.
is going to hurt. This is going to be a really bad round.
Do you think we'll be out of the game here?
Maybe not out of the game, but it will certainly not be healthy for us.
So, okay, so I probably want to just spend all my money.
Yeah, you want to start rolling and looking for
my
ninjas, because that's your big combo right now.
Mm-hmm. And Garen's. Oh, okay. No ninjas.
No ninjas.
Nothing.
No, nothing. There's a Garen.
So we need one more Garen.
Yep, nothing else.
Nothing.
Yeah, kind of nothing.
And then, wait, bye.
So yeah, sell Pike, grab cannon. Nothing. Grab that Poppy.
Okay.
Because she could be good. Grab. So sell Poppy and put Mordekaiser in, or buy Mordekaiser. Roll again. Cannon. Roll again. You just want to kind of keep doing this.
Yeah, it just takes me a lot longer because I can't just look at
Yeah, that's kind of nothing. So there's a Zed. So that'll combine into 3-star Zed. So don't roll anymore. That'll combine into 3-star Zed, assuming you live through this round.
Yeah, which is
possible, but not likely.
They're doing the same thing we did to people last one. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So you may go out
to the
this time.
center, so we may be sacrificially given to the altar of.
So you know what? 4th place is a really good finish for your second game. That would be positive MMR.
We'll go ahead and exit. If we get into a game really quick, we can maybe get through the
Yeah,
thing
I think we could get through
before
another one,
the end of the
especially
show.
if we lose kind of quickly. Queue times are also nice and short these days.
Yeah, well, the game, there's a lot of people playing this, right? It's really popular.
Yeah, it's a very popular mode.
Yeah, so no, we have about 40 minutes until the show ends at 2, so that should be enough time for even a long game.
Yeah,
because our first game we ended around 140 or 1240, and we.
Yeah, so even a long game we should be able to get through.
And then this will probably be our last one.
Yeah, if the game goes a little early, we can do a little bit of a post-mortem and talk about some things.
Sure.
I'd be interested to get your more kind of detailed impressions of the game versus Dota Underlords, and there's actually a bunch of auto chess games out right now. There's
There's more than just these two.
Yeah, there's an auto chess game that's from the guys who made the original mod, a Chinese company, which is just called Auto Chess.
Okay.
And then there's
but that doesn't have any of the IP from familiar properties.
It's like a brand new IP. And then there's in development. It looks like there may be a Fortnite auto chess game coming, which is kind of strange.
Too many auto chess games.
I mean, they're kind of like battle royales. They sort of got popular in MOBA spaces, and then. And of course, it also means that everybody and their monkey is trying to figure out how to make the next big Dota mod that's going to be turned into the next big thing.
Oh, really?
Because there's a whole bunch of really complicated Dota mods and new game types that are coming out. Which is not unlike what happened following Dota's initial release. Okay, so
let's see. So is it kind of useful to go for something that's more unpopular, because then you're more likely to get it in the queue of.
It's possible.
Things?
So I would grab Rek'Sai, who's that big.
Yes, that's what I wanted to grab anyway.
Rek'Sai's really good. So there's a bonus right now.
We're just gonna play junglers.
We can play the Void bonus. So actually, yeah, junglers is largely so you get Kha'Zix.
Basic attacks and spells from Void champions. Ooh, that means they can't. Okay, and does true damage go through Garen's
all resistance? True damage is true damage.
So
nothing
that's pretty good.
And so the other three Void characters are Cho'Gath, Kassadin, and Kha'Zix.
Okay.
So we want to try to stack them up early. We also want to try to stack Brawlers, because the Brawler bonus is really, really strong. Wow, an item and gold. That's super good. So there's Kha'Zix. You want to buy him and put him in.
So we're gonna go for void. So I'm gonna put this on. Wait. Oh wow, we could have a sword breaker right away. Is that good? Or is that not good?
It's not a super great item, so I might not do it immediately.
Just hold the chain vest for now.
Yeah,
especially because for right now, because it's just.
There are some other better items. Chain vest plus BF sword makes Guardian Angel, which is a really powerful item that revives a character when they die.
So I'm looking potentially for other brawlers or assassins as
brawlers
well
or
as the
assassins.
voids.
Yep. And then Cassidon is a void sorcerer.
Okay.
Sorcerers are really weak early games, so you tend not to want to play them right at the beginning. The increased item density must be related to the new patch that came out, because I actually haven't played since they instituted these new loot boxes, which happened this Tuesday. So Ionic Spark is an incredibly powerful item, and actually I would recommend equipping that.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
And then buy the Rek'Sai that's on the bench and put her in, because there's no reason. Or buy Warwick, who's a brawler, and swap him in to get the brawler bonus to give both of them more health.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, especially in the early game where fights are less swung by like some big ability or anything, and more just about the basics of like health and damage per second.
Exactly.
What is this here?
So that's the map. You can look at other boards to see what other players do, and you can see what bonuses they have. Okay. So if you click on somebody else's map, you can see that this person doesn't have any synergies. That person has Gunslinger, Ninja. You can get an idea pretty quickly of what other people are doing.
Nice.
You can also do that by clicking Q and R to go clockwise around the circle to see what people have done. So there's nothing here you want. I would just pick up your one item, and it might be a champion. Gold. That's great. That gives us above interest.
Yeah.
That's super awesome.
We'll get interest here, and then how much money will we get if we win this next one?
You can't start win streaking until you actually fight players.
Yeah.
And so you need to win 2 in a row to start gaining a gold per round.
Mm-hmm.
Which, with this board, is a little unlikely. Most people tend to spend 4 gold to level up to level 4 and put an extra character in. So unless you also do that, it's very unlikely to win your first couple of rounds, unless you get lucky. But that means you could also basically sandbag and lose streak for the first couple rounds. Oh, that freeze was unfortunate. Rek'Sai heals when she goes under the ground.
Oh, and she wasn't able to do that.
She wasn't able to do that because of the freeze. So actually, it's not a bad thing. Lose streaking in the early part of the game is a very valuable strategy.
Yeah, because you're not losing that much.
It also increases your carousel.
But yeah.
So there's 2 voids that you want to buy both of, because that gets you level 2 Rek'Sai. And then I would buy that Warwick too.
Do I want to try to put in
No. We want to sandbag. We kind of want to lose a little bit, because it'll give us a better carousel
just because we have this level 2 Rek'Sai so early, but that'll at least help us so we don't lose by a lot. I'm just thinking that we might end up accidentally winning more likely with me have a level 2.
Maybe.
And there's probably not.
I think there's a lot of people have level 2 characters, actually.
Wow,
it's a little more common, because there's actually one of the big differences between this and Underlords. There are half the number of level 1 characters in the pool in this game as there are in Underlords.
Okay, so level 2 doesn't in Underlords, having a level 2 at in the early game is you kind of just win.
Right, which is not as true in this game. So this guy is playing demons. It was very unfortunate. Your Rek'Sai got a lot of her mana drained, and as a result, didn't get to ult. But that's okay. That gives us a lose streak.
A lot of early damage.
Yeah,
more than we want to.
That's a little much, and sometimes sandbagging just makes you basically lose the game. It can be kind of a dangerous strategy. Nothing here we really care about, except that we do want to put somebody in. So we would look for a wild or another void. We kind of don't have either of those. So yeah, just putting another Kha'Zix in. So Kha'Zix are assassins. Drop them into your bottom left corner, because then they jump on the character who's the farthest away from them, and that will give you kind of the front line, and the Kha'Zixes would be
something like this.
Yeah, that'd be great.
This also, her item is, I assume, scales better in the later game because it hits all enemies when they cast spells, right? Mm-hmm. So with the more enemies, the stronger this is, as opposed to a lot of other items which buff the caster. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, so good. We got him the Garen before he could spin, so that's good. You're
doing pretty well this round. I think you will probably win, because Ionic Spark is really strong against
some of those heroes.
Against especially Lucian, because he casts so frequently. So he just takes a ton of shock damage from Ionic Spark.
Alright, and we're getting close to getting up to 30. Though we lost a lose streak, I'm okay with that.
It's fine. We're going to go to the carousel. We're going to be first pick on the carousel.
First pick.
So we're looking for... There's no Cassidans, so let's grab Rengar, who's the big predator-looking dude right there.
Oh, I'm right here. Oh, and Rengar came to me.
He'll get you the wild bonus, which will make him and your Warwick stack their attack speed better. He will also be an assassin, which will stack up to your assassins and make you get closer to that, too.
And we're still looking for that third void.
Yep, Cassidon or Cho'Gath. They're adding another void next patch, who's going to be Kaisa, the AD carry. So she'll be probably a ranger, I think. A void ranger, which will be very interesting. That'll make all kinds of weird new compositions. Oh, there's 2 Cassidons. So I would put a Cassidon in place of one of the Kha'Zixes.
Yeah, obviously we don't. And Cassidon's
a frontliner.
Frontliner, okay.
Because he steals mana and gains a shield.
This way, so that
that's perfect.
You're more likely to tank. Like, basically anyone from like here over is gonna attack this first, right? And other than that,
I feel pretty good about where we're at.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Do we want to sell?
You could sell Rengar and get the item and get yourself above interest. That might not be bad, though.
Yeah, I might
the next time you level up,
I was thinking,
Rengar gets you wild and assassin, which is pretty
there's
good.
Nothing really to sell here. So, are there anything of these that we just want to buy? Probably not.
No, not at this point. None of those characters are particularly good for the build we're eventually going to go, which is likely going to be mostly just.
Warwick is fast attacking real quick.
He did his ultimate, where he just does a big flurry of blows.
So, that was a clutch skill.
Right, and normally that skill doesn't do that much damage, but having the void bonus for 2 damage means that level 2 Rek'Sai suddenly becomes real strong.
Okay.
Nobody we really care about here. That is kind of unfortunate because it means that we're getting a little bit behind. You can notice on the right side that when people level up, a little pop-up comes up to show
so people are leveling up.
Leveling up, and people are...
but we don't have anything. We could put in the Rengar if we level up.
Yeah, it might be worth it because it would give us a couple of bonuses. And then put Rengar in next to Kha'Zix. That's great. Okay. That gives us Wild and gets us very close to Assassin. And if we win this round, we'll get enough gold to keep us at 3 interest. But that's 4 level 2 characters. That's going to be a tough win. Oh, and a Zephyr. So Zephyr does that little cloud that temporarily disables one of your characters.
I won't sell it. Should I sell this Warwick just to get to 30?
Yeah, you can do that.
Is it worth 1 gold, or is the Warwick worth 1 gold?
I would sell him. Because we're not going to keep him likely in the long run, and getting that interest is better because that's an extra gold that we're going to have for the whole course of the game in our permanent income.
Sure.
So I think it's worth it.
Okay.
So I would buy Zed because I think he'll be a really good addition to our comp.
Oh, because getting the solo ninja
and being an assassin is really, really strong. So then just move your front line all over to the right side. And then move your assassins into the bottom left corner so they jump on the Krug that's on the farthest right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And so this run it doesn't matter, but I'm pretty far from being able to put in another.
Yeah, you're 20 gold. You could level at this point, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Putting in the Zed, should I switch something out for the Zed to get a triple assassin?
You could swap out Warwick, but you'll lose the Wild and the Brawler bonus, which is kind of...
because we have 5 right now, so there's no way to kind of avoid losing something.
Mm-hmm. It'd be better instead to just wait until you've got a couple more rounds and get some more gold.
What are these combined into? Guardian Angel. Ooh.
Which is really good. I would put that on Rek'Sai. Okay. Though you should see what other item you get. Needlessly Large Rod makes Gunblade, which heals just for 25% of all damage dealt, which is really strong, and Locket, which is a good item, but it's not a great item.
So Guardian Angel is a great item?
Guardian Angel is a great item. I would put Guardian Angel on Rek'Sai.
Yeah, okay.
And then grab that, which will be worth a champion or gold. So
that is gold to some degree. I have no reason to sell them this turn because these guys, that's 2, that's only 4.
That only makes 4,
I wouldn't be able to get up to 50.
Mm-hmm. Now, I might consider, actually, I would sell them and buy both of those Vi's. Vi's are Brawlers, which is a build you could potentially use.
So, when I get rid of because, I always want to have at least the 2 Brawler bonus,
right,
because I always have the Rex. Oh, shoot.
That's okay. Repositioning is going to be a thing. Because your assassins are going to jump, they'll still turn towards your character. It just means Rek'Sai will be on the wrong side. It's kind of fine.
Warwick just dies right away. Ooh.
Yeah, this is going to not be a super great round for us. Just because, again, they've got a really powerful...
Burrow through them all. Nah, this is, yeah.
She's losing mana to Kassadin. Kassadin drains mana with every attack, so...
Not useful. She's... Actually, I'm wondering if Guardian... Hey, I gotta make sure that she's the tank, because she has to die in order for her Guardian Angel to actually be useful. So she's the last one alive when she uses it.
So there's a Warwick. I would consider buying that. Because we're still above 50. That's still good. And then you could consider, you're at 50, you could wait around and level, or you could level now and put Zed in to get 3 assassins. We're on a 2 lose streak, so leveling will break our lose streak. That might not be the best.
Might as well just take it. I'm okay with this. We'll put
yeah, I think this is a good setup. I think you're doing fine.
Okay.
That's a level 3
will they hit
Camille.
The Jinx? No. Okay.
This guy is really stacked. You notice he has no interest, which means he spent all of his gold down.
Yeah, and our Rek'Sai kind of
got Zephyred, and then is like, yeah, this round. This guy also is stacking Hextech and Jinx, has a couple of level 3 characters, is doing really, really well for himself. Mm-hmm. So a kind of more conservative strategy isn't going to work against him. That's how he's keeping in first place.
So if I hit click 3 times, I'll get up the...
Yep, and you should have enough to do that.
Do I have anything I want to buy here?
You could buy that Vi to get level 3 Vi, or level 2 Vi. That would be really good. I would honestly put her in over Warwick.
Yeah.
And then I might still level anyway, because it's 1 click, and then put Zed in for 3 assassins. So that's a pretty good start. It would be really nice to get another Kassadin and another Kha'Zix.
Yeah, because like those are guys that getting to level 2 is so important.
I would buy Pike and have him sit on your board since we're below threshold anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh, level 3 Garen. Man, this is a tough game.
At least we took out Varus like right away, and that had a lot of their item economy on it.
Yep. Your assassins are doing really good work for that. And the deal is going to be Garen is really resistant, but since your Void characters do true damage, hopefully they can just like eat their way through his health and not have it be a huge
she's still got Guardian Angel.
Yep. Boom. Okay. Nice job.
Good job. And Rek'Sai doing the most, Zed doing a lot, so alright, they're kind of it's all coming together.
Okay, so we're gonna be first pick here. I think we want probably Akali.
Where's Akali?
She's the purple one coming around because, if nothing else, the BF sword that she has is really good, and she's a valuable item.
The problem is the ninja. We don't really want to put that in.
Right. I think we just want to sell her because she has combinations.
Is she an assassin?
She is an assassin.
So we could, in theory, put her in instead of Zed if we
But
want.
I think Zed with Solo Ninja is stronger than Akali is, even though he's lower level, because they've nerfed Akali too hard.
And we have an extra Zed, so we only need one more Zed to hit level 2 Zed.
Yeah. A level 2 Zed, level 1 Akali, level 1 Zed. Akali might be a little better. Level 2 Zed is definitely. So I would sell Akali, and I would buy Pike and Rek'Sai.
Yep. Okay.
And then you could combine the BF sword with the bow that's on Rengar to make Sword of the Divine. Nope, that's Ginsu's. Yeah, that one. Because that gives him a random chance to have critical strike for the rest of combat, which combined with his ultimate that makes him gain attack speed and attack damage is really powerful.
Okay. So the only question kind of here is like, are we going to get solo that we have to spend our money to kind of stay alive, or are we going to stabilize here? Right? And these past 2 have looked like we might be able to stabilize.
I think we're doing pretty well right now. And I think we're close to doing well enough on another round that we could potentially win. Or that we could potentially get to another place. Not bad. We really need a Kassadin, a Zed, and a Kha'Zix. We really need to get some level 2s of those characters. So there's another Rek'Sai.
And so am I going to refresh here, or...
That's tough.
We didn't lose last round.
So you're not using Warwick anymore. I would sell him off your board to clear space.
Okay.
And then I would buy... There's another Warwick on the left. I would buy Evelyn and Katarina, or maybe just Evelyn, to hold on to her, because you're doing an assassin build, and she's one of the best assassins in the game.
Okay.
And then I think you have to decide, do you want to kind of gamble on losing your win streak, or do you want to kind of potentially buy into some things and see where you're at? This could be a tough round. It'll depend on how well your assassins do.
Okay, good. Rek'Sai was the first one to die. As if she can just get to full mana before she dies.
Kassadin is stealing her mana.
Darn, too bad.
Yeah, that was a close one. If Kassadin hadn't been stealing her mana quite so much, I think he would have done better that round.
Okay.
So we're getting low enough on health that we're probably going to want to start re-rolling to look for some Garrus characters, or at least maybe leveling up. We'll hold off on the needlessly large rod because we're going to have this round is wolves. There's nothing there, so I would re-roll. There's a Zed. Yeah, I'd buy him. And then there's kind of nothing. So then you can spend 20 gold. So I would do that. And that gets you really close. After wolves, you should be able to level up again.
Oh, do I want to do...
No, because they'll jump...
They'll be jump.
They'll jump onto your tanks, and so you should be fine.
Maybe you want to move this back just so...
Yeah, that's probably fine.
So that they jump on Rek'Sai.
Your Rek'Sai will take them out anyway. I'm not worried about that.
In Underlords, the neutral creeps are really deadly. Like, it's not uncommon if you're like already kind of around here to just lose to the creeps.
I find that I lose to the creeps sometimes, but not that frequently.
Alright, so
There's a bunch of items. Alright, there's a Rengar. That would be a really good pickup. Oh my god, you got so many items. Okay. Put Ginsu's Rageblade, which is the combination of those two, on Kassadin. Because he attacks and steals mana and gains a shield every time he does that. So that means that he just can do that much more frequently. And then those two make a Locket. I don't think we really care about Locket. We want to hold those items off the better. I would level up. And then I would put Evelyn in. Because she's a super strong assassin who will help our comp. Yeah, that's fine. She's going to jump at the beginning of the round, so...
yeah.
And then...
Well, I kind of want them to jump over to there.
When I have 53 gold, I often re-roll once just to see if a character comes up.
Like a 1 gold character?
Yeah, like a 1 gold character or somebody I'm really looking for. I'm usually willing to lose an income for somebody I've been looking for.
Okay.
Up to you. You don't have to.
I'll just do it at the start of next round. At this point, we're gonna start re-rolling. We're gonna re-roll hard.
Yeah, because we kind of need to spend some gold to get a couple of things in because we're kind of at the bottom of the barrel.
Nothing.
Nothing. Evelyn. Nothing. Rengar.
That gives me a level 2 Rengar.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We're looking for Kha'Zix's. We're looking for...
I'm gonna hit it. Okay, that's it.
Alright, that's good. So we're looking for Zed, we're looking for Kha'Zix, we're looking for Kassadin.
This is bad.
It is, one of the problems is that likely the reason we're not finding a lot of those characters is because
Somebody
other
else
people
is
have
going.
them and no one has gone out yet. So those characters haven't gone back into the shared pool.
Mm-hmm.
But getting level 2 Rengar is going to be really good for us because he's...
This one looks winnable at this point. We'll see. There's a lot of spiders.
Yeah, those spiders could be really... The spiders might make the difference. Though Kassadin is getting to stack up attack speed on the spiders, which will mean that... nope, he's toast. Ari will die the next time she casts, but she's gonna... Yeah, that was...
At least it was a close loss.
Mm-hmm. We did lose a lot of health.
Yeah, which is important when we're this low.
And somebody else is lower than us, so hopefully he goes out first so that we don't get dead last. That's kind of the... Alright, there's an Evelyn.
Alright.
So that gets you level 2 Evelyn. That's really good.
That might have made the difference last round.
And then... I think you just need to roll a couple of times to look for Kassadin's. There's a Rek'Sai, that'd be pretty good. And then I'd roll again. There's a Kassadin. That's
Finally.
dope. That's super good. That's
and
really.
We don't really need the locket.
The locket. You know what?
here,
At this point, I might put the locket on Rek'Sai because it will give your front line a big tank.
Too late. Can't move. But at least these guys will all get the...
Yeah, they'll all get the shield, which will make Kassadin a little bit more likely to survive and get to stack up that attack speed that he gets. So this is the guy in last place.
This is good that we fought.
And so I think simultaneously we will be able to beat him and take him out of the game.
Okay.
So that's good.
Oh, don't know about this Evelyn.
Yeah.
Oh.
You may have gotten it, you may not have. Okay.
Any voids here?
Nope, no voids.
Okay.
We haven't seen a Cho'Gath.
Where's that gonna go first? So it's quick. Tell me what to grab.
Oh god. Grab the guy on the right who's gold.
Yasuo?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, grab Yasuo. He's worth 5 gold. We're just gonna
Is he an
sell
assassin?
him. No, he's a blade master.
Alright.
There were no good assassins. We're just gonna sell him and get the recurve bow.
Which we can combine with our needlessly large. No, what do we have?
Yeah, we can combine. Well, actually, no. We'll combine it with the.
Dragon round is.
We have chain vest, I think.
Chain vest.
Which will make red buff.
Didn't we? No, we just used the chain vest to make locket.
Oh, maybe that's right. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll just sell it and put it on. I would put it on Kassadin to further increase his attack speed, because it'll just mean that he just gets more attack speed and can do more. Nobody, nothing.
Do I?
You maybe want to level a little bit because we want to try to get up to 6 assassins.
Okay.
So the sooner we can get up some more levels would be good. And then I would put Pike in. And then we're 1 assassin away. We need another assassin, so buy Katarina. So that'll leave us at 20 still. You can't put her in this round. We might have to break our brawlers by taking Vi out and putting a 6th assassin in.
How good is 6 assassin?
So it goes from 75% crit damage to 150%, and from 10 to 25% crit chance.
We just wreck these people, though.
Yeah, that's true.
We might want to take our time for a second.
That's fine.
Oh, they were pretty low. So it's not like we fought Coral Reef Tennis here. How are we doing on time?
We're doing good.
We're doing fine.
So there's a Rek'Sai, or there's a Rengar. You're not likely to get to Rengar 3 this game.
Yeah.
So buying that might not be worth it.
So the question is, do I want to take a Vi for the 6th thing, or do I want Brawlers? Oh, wait. One thing that we want to do is let's put like Pike and like Evelyn here.
That's a good choice.
And then keep Rengar there. And
I think you're good. I think your composition is fine the way it is. I think you can just hold out for another round. And then if you really get your teeth kicked in, you can look at shifting things. I don't think you're going to. This round is going to be a little bit harsh, but I think that your assassin should be able to carry you through. Because they do a lot of damage. You notice Kassadin is still alive, something that hasn't happened the last
couple rounds. What the heck was Kassadin? He's like, I want to go over here and just mess around.
And then he runs up and he just starts doing all that true damage, attacking, and he gets really strong.
Mm-hmm. So the Void is really helping.
Yeah, Void is really helping.
And here doesn't
This
really
is a PvE round. You basically don't have... You have more than enough power to deal with anything.
Alright, so hold on to my gold. Do I want to sell? Do I have anything I can sell?
You can sell Katarina.
Yeah, get to 40.
To get to 40, because there's probably going to be a better assassin that'll come
Yeah, because she's just level 3. And we probably want to find like a level 5 assassin.
I don't think there is a level 5 assassin. I think the best assassin is Akali at level 4.
Okay.
Now, she would break your ninja bonus, but there are other level 3 assassins that we might consider.
Ninja bonus isn't crucial to our comp. We just happen to be running a level 1 Zed.
Right. Though, if we can get level 2 Zed, having him get Assassin and Ninja will mean that he's one of our damage carries.
Yeah, let's look at... This one I guess won't really help, but
Evelyn's doing a lot. Zed isn't doing that much against this round, but...
Yeah, it's hard to tell right here.
Being level 1, he's not getting that much.
Oh, yeah, let's look at those items.
Alright, cool. That's a couple of items, and... Alright, combine the recurve bow onto Kassadin.
Oh, okay.
What that does is doubles his attack range, which means he doesn't have to be in melee.
Either.
So, there's also a bunch of gold up there.
Oh, yeah. Give me. Okay, 55.
I would roll, because you're looking for some specific character. There's a Kha'Zix. And a Kha'Zix.
Finally. Okay, so Cho'Gath probably should go in, because he has true damage, right? So bye-bye Pike. Because we don't have the 5 assassins right now.
And he's a brawler, so actually you could replace Vi with Cho'Gath and keep your... Eventually...
Vi is level 2, yeah.
Right.
That's maybe not...
What I mean to say is, when you're trying to go for 6 assassins, you can take Vi out for Cho'Gath, because Cho'Gath's a brawler.
Should I sell this Pike?
No, you want to keep your Pikes, because if you're going to go 6 assassins, which we're going to... That's our end game goal.
Okay.
We're going to want to get to that.
If we manage to make it to the end game.
I don't see any reason we wouldn't get close. We're going to take a fair amount of damage this round because, again, Jinx is broken. Like, actually broken.
Oh, well.
But that's not that bad. We're still at 9. That guy was in like 2nd place.
Okay.
So we're doing okay. There's another Vi and another, there's a Kha'Zix.
Oh, I just sold that last Vi. I just bought.
That's fine. So buy Kha'Zix, and then it's unlikely we're going to want to level straight to 9.
So none of these.
Reroll again. There's another Rek'Sai. You're 2 Rek'Sai short of a level 3 Rek'Sai. That's pretty good. Yeah, I would buy Katarina.
No.
Yeah, there's nothing there. There's a Cho'Gath. Sell Katarina and buy a Kali. And then roll again.
Maybe this might be our last round.
If you live through this round, we're gonna rework our whole board. Buy Cho'Gath. Yes, that's perfect. And then sell Pike, or no, sell that one random Kha'Zix, and buy Zed.
And that's a level 3.
That'll get
okay, so that's a big power spike for us.
Yeah, this is going to be a
huge even round. Say at 30 somehow. Do we want this Evelyn?
No,
we have a level 2.
level 2 Evelyn. We don't need to worry about it right now.
And
okay.
So, and the Cho'Gaths are going to leave now.
Yep.
Leave the
so
bench.
Here's what we're going to do. Take Vi out.
Okay.
Put.
Should I sell her?
Yeah, we're not going to use her.
Okay.
Put Pike in, and then who
are any
else?
Of these better to switch over to this, like to get the locket, or?
Yeah, no, I think we're fine for the moment, and then we need to get a 6th assassin in, but there's no way to do that.
Katarina?
No, we're gonna put a Kali in. But there's no way to do that without leveling up. So we just need to hold gold, and next round we need to try and level all the way to 9 and put that assassin in freely.
Okay. This is a guy. Oh, this guy's like near the top. So
yeah, he's like 2nd place. So we'll see if we win. So that was really unfortunate. He did the Hex Tech bonus, which disables your items, and disabled Rek'Sai's items before Rek'Sai could revive. I think we lose. That's unfortunate. We were really close.
GG Coral Reef Tennis and
hey, 4th place again.
4th place ain't the worst.
Considering how low we were for most of the game, getting a 4th place finish is actually really, really good. It would have been nice to get to the next carousel, but that's not bad.
And we won a game today.
Yeah.
So we have a couple minutes. So yeah. So what question? So you had a question you want to ask me?
So how do you feel about this game, kind of in terms of its systems compared to Dota Underlord?
I think so. The first thing that kind of stands out to me is like the items. Definitely, there's like a little bit more of like a deeper knowledge needed to like just interact with the game on a more basic level, because in Underlords there's no item fusing, so that's like a whole new system that you kind of have to be thinking about as you're going through the game. I think it's interesting, the item fusing, but I also think it kind of adds another element of luck in a game that already has a lot of luck in it.
Agreed.
But there's, of course, in Dota Underlords, you don't really get to pick what items you get either. But in Dota Underlords, you get this like thing where it's like it gives you 3 items. So they kind of still have the element of choice and like where the player's knowledge is important. So in Dota Underlords, it's like here's 3 items, or if you pick, there's an item you can pick up early on in the game that gives you 4 items to pick from. And so like with that, you like get to be like, okay, I look at my comp, I look at the items, I pick the item that's best for them. In this, you don't get to pick the items that you're getting except for in the carousel rounds.
Right.
In which case, then it's kind of complicated because you're picking also a character that you might want as well.
There's a lot of different factors, and you may not get to first pick. You may be like last pick. There's a lot of different factors.
So the choice with the items, instead of being I'm picking one of a couple options, becomes I'm like choosing how I'm going to fuse my items. I'm not a huge fan. In Dota Underlords, you can swap the items between characters like at will.
Right.
Between rounds. And I think that is a lot more new player friendly than this system, where once you fuse an item on a character, you're stuck there.
Right.
And so like because like for me, like as a new player, I was able to like experiment with like, is this item good on this character? Oh no, that didn't work out. Now I'll switch it up, and like kind of like learning in like kind of a more emergent way of like what's good and what's bad. Whereas this, it kind of feels like if you make a bad decision with your items early on, and you still need that, let's say it's like a level 2 Varus or something, right. It's like, oh, Rabadon's cap sucks on Varus or something. It doesn't matter, you're stuck with that unless you sell that character and perhaps weaken your whole thing. A lot of the core game mechanics though remain the same. It's like the purchasing heroes, the 3 makes the guy another level higher, you have a board space where you're kind of like holding on to heroes for a while, doing a switch at some point in the game, like where you're like, oh, I've been saving up these guys on my bench, now it's time to swap it around. The thing I probably like the most that isn't in Dota Underlords to my knowledge, at least I played a lot in like July, and I haven't played a lot since then. I got to the point in July where like I was basically winning every game of Underlords that I played, so that felt really good. And then I came back to play it for this show, and I was trash. So like the game patches obviously really impact the game a lot as to what's good and stuff like that. Ooh, so he just got like yes, it's kind of interesting, but like at the same token, he just got a Phantom Dancer.
Right, a completed item.
Yeah, and like he didn't have much choice in that matter. So like, but anyways, what I really like, I actually really like, and probably what would keep me coming back to this game is the limited hero pool thing.
Yeah.
Like, it makes it feel, like, it just twists that, like, element of luck, which is in the game, like, because fundamentally there's, like, this element of, like, I need my Katarina or something, right? And, like, that game, we didn't have a level 3 Zed for a really long time, probably because we were hoarding onto 2 Zeds and someone else was hoarding onto 2 Zeds.
Exactly.
And so I actually really like that. Like, if you were really good, you'd be, like, switching between everybody, trying to figure out, presumably, like, where the weaknesses are, and, like, knowing, like, oh, I shouldn't go for Zed for this reason or that reason. And so I think that is a pretty compelling way to, like, circumvent, like, the kind of poor feeling of, like, oh, man, I just got unlucky, and I didn't get the hero I got, or the thing I needed. I think that compared to Dota Underlords, it did feel a little like there were less heroes overall. I don't know what the actual numbers are.
I think it is fewer.
Then yeah, it's like that kind of like was a little different. Also, I think, and this was you can zoom in. I didn't know that. Can you move around though when you zoom in?
Not really.
That's kind of well. Then what's the point of being able to zoom in? I say like, and so like for me, the art style, because of the hexagonal and like the characters are a little smaller on the screen than Dota, even though I know most of these characters by name, not all of them, but I know a lot of these characters by name, it would sometimes be hard for me to be like, oh, is that Camille? Just because like it's like I'm so far away. It's like for a new player, even though I know these characters, it's kind of like difficult to immediately like recognize them at certain points, especially like the Akalis and the characters with different skins than their typical ones. Whereas in Dota Underlords, they're a lot bigger and they're always facing you.
Right.
And so it's a lot easier to quickly tell who is who. We didn't get to experience it much today, and that's partially because we're really new players. But I really like the ability in these games to like kind of switch up your board to like address the opponent's board and then like the mind games that happen in like the late game. And so we didn't get to do that today, but that was something I always liked about Dota Underlords. I did say Underlords feels a little simpler than this game, as like on a whole.
I would agree with that.
And simpler doesn't necessarily mean worse, because there's like Hearthstone is a relatively simple game on the surface,
right? But
there's so much complexity that goes on underneath, like once you start really thinking about it and the choices that you make, like, and so. I would say though that none of the complexity in this seems needless or anything like that.
I think that this game wants to be more requires significantly more player knowledge to be successful at than Dota Underlords does, and I think that it kind of expects you to pick up on that player knowledge pretty quickly in order to be able to be successful. But I think that Underlords, especially the fact that it so quickly transitioned to being like a mobile app, like Hearthstone, is trying to take the kind of complicated original thing and
this
boil
game has
it down.
no mobile app, correct?
Yes, that is correct. There's no mobile version of this, and while Riot has said that they like the idea, they're not sure if they're going to be able to get to that.
Because for them, from their perspective, correct me if I'm wrong, TFT is kind of like a mod on League of Legends that they built themselves, right? And so it's like if you have League of Legends downloaded, you just play Teamfight Tactics, as opposed to I can open up that's Battle.net, but if you open up Steam, Dota Underlords is its own game in Steam, built off of its. I assume it's probably still the source engine,
yes,
but it's still like it's kind of its own thing.
Well, and I think the other thing, like they treat Teamfight Tactics a little more separately than they do some of their other game modes, like 3v3 and all random, all mids and stuff like that. But those are really just small derivations on the same formula. Teamfight Tactics is a little different, but literally it's just like, it's not a separate game, it's a League of Legends game.
Yeah. It's kind of there's like some there's a lot of little polished things in Teamfight Tactics, like you can move your little avatar around and like picking up. To me, they don't really add much to the game. I wish that moving my guy around actually, if it did anything, that'd be interesting. I don't know. But I guess it's probably good that it doesn't. I don't really like going around and picking up the items, especially the coins. Like there was like 1 or 2 moments where like the coins were like sitting on the map, and I like retreated my guy back to his pedestal, and it's like, oh, you gotta go pick. You tell me like go pick up a coin, and like I mean that's fine. Like I'm not mad about it or anything,
Right.
but it's just kind of like it strikes me as like something that isn't necessarily. It doesn't add anything to the game. Really.
To me, it's very much there so that they can market and sell the little Legends
because
characters
you can move it around
as a way of monetizing the game. You can move it around. The characters have little animations. They can do little dances. They can emote.
Yeah.
So if you're on the carousel and you pick a thing, a lot of people spam an emote or do a little dance and make a little noise or do whatever as a way of interacting.
And as always, monetization is the name of the game.
Yes.
So, it's the name of the game is Teamfight Tactics, and it's 2:00. This has been the Arena. Thank you for joining us,
Thank you, everybody.
We'll see you next week on Thursday. If we can. Oh yeah, this is wrong mouse. Left clicking. I guess I could have just asked you to do these. You probably know what you're doing.